Next time on Square Roots, the Golem War was the name given by future generations to a conflict that took place 1,000 years ago. The golems were artificial humanoid servants who were created during the war. These engines of destruction would faithfully carry out any command, even after the person who issued the order was dead. As a consequence, they laid waste to the entire world. No one living today has any idea what the fighting was about or why the war started.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Square Roots, the classic.
Yeah, you're supposed to say Enchanted Arms.
We haven't done that in so long.
You guys do it.
Hi, Matt's taking a photo of me.
Is he taking pictures of us?
Yeah.
Oh, look! You see that?
I saw it. Whoa.
He's in the Discord. Wow, Matt's in the Discord. See, that's how active we are with our listeners. If you're in the Discord, Matt's a Discord guy now. He's not on the podcast anymore.
Yeah. I'm your social media manager.
Yeah. Gosh, I haven't even really done the intro yet.
You should probably start
everyone.
over. You're bad
Yeah,
at this.
Hey everyone,
let's
and welcome to
start over.
Oh my god.
Jim,
Let's,
we should
talk
probably
more.
start over. Jim?
All right,
Okay.
all right.
Next time on Square Roots.
No, not that far.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. Hey everyone,
Have
and
you
welcome to
said what
Square
we do
Roots.
on the show yet?
Jesus Christ. Oh.
All right, I'm done.
All right. Welcome to Square Roots, a podcast about classic RPGs. My name is Jim Banks. I'm joined by Matthew Van Zant.
Thank you, and I do want to say that I'm kind of sad that you didn't use the nickname that I picked out for myself for this week, which was Matthew Weird Little Clown. Weird, fragile little clown Van Zant.
Also joined by Johnny Pizza Golem Brandon.
It's clown time.
And Vanessa.
Hi.
And this is a podcast where we play and talk about your favorite classic RPGs, one chunker at a time. And this is episode 1 of Enchanted Arms.
What makes those arms so enchanted?
I don't know.
Can other things be enchanted?
Don't know.
Can
I guess they can.
things be
Platforms can.
enchanted? Evenings can.
Can you have an enchanted liver? Can you have an enchanted boner?
Why would you want to
I don't
enchant
know.
You
your
can have
boner?
enchanted hair.
I need some enchanted hair.
Me too. Matt, do you ever
Rapunzel style.
have a dream where suddenly your hair grew back, and when you wake up, you're just really sad?
I have had that dream, yes. Or at least I've had a dream where I have hair, and then I wake up and I don't have hair, and I'm like, oh.
Same here.
Wait, do you have dreams that are just like any other normal dream, but in it you have hair? And like that's the only thing different about you is that you have hair.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, I could do cool hairstyles. I could dye it. I think about all the great times I'm going to have with my returned head of hair.
That's so sad.
Like you like plan out an entire life like in Inception where you just spend years with just this beautiful head of hair and then you finally get sucked back into reality.
It's like that
Worst
Star
part
Trek
about this
episode.
conversation, listeners can't see, but Jim has like a really prominent swoopy hairdo going on today. So now it just seems like he's mocking poor Matt and Johnny.
Did I say what we do on the show?
No.
I said it. I did say it. I
You
said
didn't.
Enchanted Arms. This is a new game, a game that I've never played before ever.
What even is it, and who did this and why?
Well, we'll
Yeah.
talk about that when we start the quest log.
Okay, yeah, we should probably get all of the hot gaming news out of the way.
Right.
There's so much.
What do
Yeah.
they call the section where you adjust your stats, Johnny?
Parameters.
Parameters.
No.
Parameters.
Parameters.
Yeah, I think we should call the quest log the parameters log.
Did you both figure out the parameters, Jim and Vanessa?
No,
Yes,
I have
it's
no
just
idea
like
what you're
Grandia
talking
2.
about.
Yeah, it is just like Grandia too.
Yeah, there's a menu option called parameters when you go into your character. If you go into character, then parameters, where you can add all the stats you've been accruing for the past, when you level up. Because otherwise you're just at level 1, basically.
This is a great conversation that makes a lot of sense to people that have never played the game, and we have not
This
the game
is
we
the
haven't discussed
appropriate
at
time
all
to have
yet.
this conversation.
You're right.
All right, somebody just yell out a
I got
headline.
some hot gaming news.
All right, go.
Everyone's favorite game is Marvel's Midnight Sun. It features a lot of Avengers characters, and speaking of, Avengers is delayed. Marvel has pushed Doomsday and Secret Wars to December 2026 and 2027.
Oh no. I was just talking to Jim about this before we started, before you guys got on, and my response to that is, who cares? You're talking about something that's not coming out for 2 years either way. Like, what do I fucking care? I'm not marking the days on my calendar.
I'm not marking the days on my calendar at all because I'm not entirely convinced we'll all still be here in 2 years. That's right, humanity, your days are numbered.
Oh, boy, I thought you meant us. It's like, oh God, what does she have planned? All right, well, I have some hot gaming news that I'm excited about.
Womp womp.
I don't know.
No, I was womp-womping Vanessa.
Didn't understand
ending
why you
her
were womp
bit
womping
on a depressing note.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, first of all, is this the worst start to the show that we've ever had? What's
It
happening
might
right
be.
now?
It's up there. Thanks,
This is
Enchanted
our-
Arms.
this is our
Hi,
hot
and welcome
gaming
to
news
Square Roots. I'm your host, Johnny Brandon. I'm here with
Johnny Pizza Golem Brandon.
Matthew Weird Clown.
Weird Fragile Clown Van Zant.
Weird Fragile Clown Van Zant. Vanessa Lunchbox E. Vanessa. And
I'm nutritionist.
Jim Enchanted
Ice
Boner
Queen.
Banks, obviously.
Yeah.
Ice Queen Jim Banks, not
Jim Van Zant. That's right.
That's it.
Yeah.
The
Shit,
adoption
Jim, they're
party
onto
went
us. They know
through.
we're
Matt and I
brothers.
yeah, Matt has adopted me legally.
All right, son. Maybe we should start the whole thing over, you know? Hey, this is our hot gaming news segment. We didn't introduce it, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to continue talking about it. I guess.
Introduce it mid.
Yeah. What do you want from me?
I love
this
it.
is bad.
No, it's great. Keep going.
Emmy, give us an Emmy for best podcast. So, Warhammer 40K Bolt Gun 2 announced and set for a 2026 release date. Did any of y'all play that Warhammer 40K Bolt Gun game?
I don't think so. Wait, maybe I played it a little bit of it.
It was, what do they call them? Boomer shooters. It was like a Doom-like, like a Quake-like, Doom-like, because it didn't have polygonal enemies. Right?
Did you play it?
I did. I didn't finish it because it got hard, but I did play it, and I really liked it a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's just like a straight throwback shooter with that Warhammer 40K flavor of, you know, blood for the blood god and the emperor and all that. I don't know, but it was fucking fun.
There are so many Warhammer games.
Yeah, no, I know.
There are a billion.
And listeners, I apologize for the sound of my cat playing in the background. I don't know how she got in here.
It's a beautiful ringing that is delightful. Her little bell. I love it.
Anyway, Warhammer 40K Bolt Gun was a really fun game, and I think it's on Game Pass, and I do recommend you try it out if you like an old school shoot 'em up, just for the nostalgia at least, and for the Warhammer 40K. And it's got a sequel coming out, so that's exciting. That's exciting news.
Is it?
For someone.
I'm the host tonight of this Zoom, and I can and will kick you out of the chat.
Sorry, sir.
Mm-hmm. Jim, you had something you wanted to talk about?
Oh yeah, Bungie is now Bungie. Everybody hates Bungie. The internet hates Bungie now.
Yeah, they've been shit for a while though, so that makes sense.
Yeah, they got caught stealing art a while back, and not, you know, paying anyone or giving anyone attribution, and they've really kind of like tripped over themselves with this whole marathon launch, and then
which looks like shit.
Yeah. And then another artist came forward on Twitter and showed like basically 1-to-1 copies of their art used in textures all over the game.
That's fucking crazy.
Like just straight up like Control C, Control V into their textures. And so they've been taking a lot of heat.
Rightfully so. That's fucking gross. What's your problem, Bungie?
And they kind of
one of those successful
alienated
game makers out there.
They completely alienated like the entire Destiny community by basically saying this is a different kind of shooter. If you like Destiny, you're probably not going to like Marathon. It's what they told them. Just
look like I don't see what's wrong with that. It does look like a different kind of shooter. Why not be honest? Should they lie?
That they won't like it. You can say it's different, but not that they're going to hate it.
That's true.
So yeah, Bungie sucks.
That actually reminds me of a piece of hot gaming news, which is that one of the developers for, or rather the boss of the developer of Borderlands 4, Randy Pitchford, stated that he stepped in it. He stated that if people really are fans, they'll find a way to pay $80 for Borderlands 4. And that's a cool way to phrase that. You know what's fucking wild to me is that this seems like a pretty easy thing to address to me. I mean, you just have to look at the number. You just have to present the numbers and say, like, compared to inflation, video games are dirt cheap. And like, it sucks, but we didn't create the inflation, and that we do need to charge a certain amount to make these games profitable so that we can keep making these games for you. You know?
Or
like,
say, like, we want to make sure that we pay our staff a fair wage, and that's part of what you're paying for. Or whatever.
He was saying, basically, hey, when I was, I forget what game it was, like Final Fantasy 3 came out, I had to pay $80 for it back in the 90s, and I made it work because I took a part-time job and, I saved up my money. And that's what he said, which I get what he's saying. He's a boom. Well, I think he's like Gen X. He's a Gen X guy. He's trying to be like, no, I get it, guys, but like, if you really want it, like, you can make it work. And I get what he's saying. I think it was kind of blown out of proportion, but also, as a CEO guy, he probably shouldn't be going around saying that. But he also steps in it all the time. Like when he went on that Magic podcast to talk about squirt videos.
What?
Moving on from that.
I wonder what the margin is on like a video game unit. Like if I sell, like if a video game costs $80, how much of that is profit, do you think?
I bet that math gets real fuzzy too, much like with movies where there's a lot more to the budget than you realize, or that is technically part of the budget. You know what I mean? Like advertising probably isn't included in the budget of the video game, but much like with movies, it definitely is part of the budget of the video game. There's more, I don't know if that's true, but there's more going on there than you would think. It's not just pay people money to make games.
Yeah, I think I have to imagine that like the labor and then also paying for all the different software that's required to make a video game and all the storage stuff you would need and all the technology platforms. Like I bet that's like a big bulk of the cost. Like, but like I wonder, like most of that money is crazy. It's going back to like Epic now for Unreal Engine, which is crazy.
And then take into consideration that you're. Go ahead, Vanessa.
I wonder how long the recoup window is. Like, is it a year? Is it 3 years? You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably depends on what the stock price is.
Yeah. So with movies, you kind of know what the lifetime of a film in theaters is, but video games can last a long time, and you sort of do your first tier pricing and then discount it a little bit, then discount it a little bit more, then put it on Game Pass,
And I'm sure that Microsoft and Sony and Valve and Epic all take a piece for every unit sold through their store, and we don't know what that is, or if it's equal between them, or if it's different.
Yeah. Also, not if you're Nintendo, Vanessa. Then then everything stays at the first price forever.
You're right.
If it's a first party title.
That's not true. They discount games by, $10 sometimes. It's a sale. Sale's a sale. And it is worth saying that, and I kind of assumed as much that, of course, the headlines talking about it are going to paint it in the worst light possible and cut out or truncate it so that it just sounds like him being an utter piece of shit when
he was only being kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah. But like I said at the top, I really, it seems like a pretty easy thing to sell. It's not really to sell because people aren't going to like it, but you don't have to be an asshole about it. Games cost money to make and they have to be profitable if you want more games. And we have not kept up with the price of inflation at all.
Let's just put it this way. Randy Pitchford's hair would slick back real nice.
Mm-hmm. I did pay $127 Canadian for Phantasy Star 4 back in 1994, but that was on a giant cartridge full of
I remember everyone
art.
forking over money for that back in the day.
Oh, it was the game was what was it called? It was a space game that Randy Pitchford was talking about. Also, Jim was looking at working for Gearbox back in Texas, and I was like, no, everyone who's worked for Randy Pitchford has said he is crazy. Do not work there.
Yeah, well, they've had a number of workplace complaints, right? Of him being abusive and stuff.
Yeah.
Or sexual harassment or something. Probably both.
Oh, no, I don't think there's ever been harassment claims.
Okay.
But he's just a little nutso, I think, is what I get. This is all from, because Jeff Gersman's podcast, he was talking about this, and he's been sort of making fun of Randy Pitchford for a decade now. So that's why I know about
so
the
as a lot of the internet. Randy Pitchford and the Elder Scrolls guy. Those guys get clowned on more than anyone.
Remember when Randy Pitchford left that USB
guy.
stick full of pornography?
Yeah. I was actually I saw a meme the other day referencing that Street Fighter tournament where the person running the tournament left the nude mod on Chun-Li. It was broadcast on the internet. Good times.
Mm-hmm. One more piece of hot gaming news.
Oh, yeah, that I'm checking the list. And now that we are using the official Workaholics whiteboard
we can't say good times?
Stuff, we can't say good times, I believe is on that list.
When I was reading that, I was like, I feel like I don't say some of these, but some of these I definitely do.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That list confusing, and I didn't understand how they were jokes.
Well, that's what they're saying. They aren't
phrases.
jokes. Yeah, there's stuff that a sweaty writer looking for something that sounds like a joke will put in. That's the point of why they're on the board.
I was just trying to find my way out of that conversation. I wasn't trying to make an easy joke.
I'm joking, Jim. But I will be docking each of you $1 for any of the things on this list that you say, and it will go straight to my bank account.
Read the list.
All right,
For
one
instance,
more piece of hot.
No, never mind.
One more piece. Well, that happened. One more piece of hot gaming news, which
random.
Let's swipe right on Matthew. Am I right?
Wait, isn't right good?
Good talk, Matthew.
Isn't left bad? You must swap left if you don't like me. Anyway,
I got a food baby in me.
I'm out. That's it for me.
I adulted so hard today.
God, that one's in my work chat constantly. Adulting is hard.
Gross.
Shut the fuck up.
All right. Matt, what were you saying?
No, I'm out. I don't care if we talk about it or not.
What was it? What was
Don't worry
the hot
about it.
gaming news?
Not a big piece of, not a big deal.
Next
So,
week.
fine.
So
You
now it's
bullied
time
me
for
into
the
it.
pressure
Throes
core.
of the Watchmaker DLC for Sea of Stars has been released.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
I heard it's really hard.
I've heard that it's just like the game that it's a DLC for, which makes sense. And that means that I don't want to play it.
I was thinking about checking it out. It's free, isn't it?
No idea. Couldn't care less.
I think it's free.
It's a free LC.
Yeah, play it. I think you should make us play it as a bonus. Is what you should do. You know, follow up on Sea of Stars.
You just said you didn't want to do it, and now you're
making
Jim make us do it.
Yeah, I don't want to
weird masochism is this? I'm not into it.
I'm busy that month, but I think that Jim should make you guys do it.
I want to play it, but like not on a deadline. I want to play it on Jim time.
Yeah, we have a pretty extended deadline for these, and these games that we play, and I always think that for people that are like, got to get that review out within a week, that's got to be just a nightmare.
Yeah. Well, I think that's usually their job, so they don't have to like go to work.
I get that, but like, no wonder critics are hard to please, particularly video game critics. Am I wrong? If I had to squeeze a 40-hour game in, doesn't matter how good it is, I'd be fucking sick of it pretty quick.
I would go nuts.
I would find something to hate about every single one. I mean, I do that, and it takes us 6 weeks to get through a game. And sometimes we're playing some of the most beloved games of all time, and I'm still like, I hate this by the end. All right, well, that's it for hot gaming news. Before we dive into the parameter meter, or whatever we're going to call the quest log this time.
Parameter.
Let's talk about the streams that we have going that we would like you, the listeners, to check out, please. We love you. Don't you love us? You shouldn't. We don't actually know you. Check out our Square Roots stream over on YouTube every Wednesday. We are streaming a hot classic game. Recently, Johnny finished playing Snatcher, one of Hideo Kojima's first games. It was garbage at the end. Otherwise, it was pretty fun. Great music. Naked teens, if you're into that. I don't know what kind of freak you are.
I think you're going to get our stream taken down and us arrested there, Matt.
Yeah. You're going to get Matt Gates tuning into the stream.
That's okay, because a 19 is a teen.
Yeah,
She's
I didn't
18.
say how old the teen was. She's 15. Before that, Vanessa played her favorite old school video game, Journeyman 3 Lost World. And I think before that, Jim played Kingdom Hearts 2. And up next is a Matthew game. I'm undecided. I guess I'll have to figure that out by next week, but I'm not making any promises.
Are we able to make a suggestion?
Suggest away.
Can we all go around the horn and suggest a game for Matt to play?
Ooh,
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah. Vanessa, why don't you go first?
I would like Matt to play one of the Barbie horse adventure games.
Okay.
Ooh.
I want to see him out there on that steed, doing some Barbie deeds and living his best dream home life.
Okay. Take that into consideration. Sounds like a good time. Johnny?
How about that Hatred game, that isometric shooter where you're this cool edgelord who's shooting like women and disabled people and all those lefties?
I'm going to remind you that I will kick you out of this chat. Jim, do you have a suggestion that is good and not horrifying or terrible like the other two?
Yes, I would like to watch you play the main campaign of Power Wash Simulator.
Okay. All bad suggestions.
Death Stranding.
Anyway.
Death Stranding. Matt,
Oh,
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding would be a good one. Play the Silent Hill 2 remake.
I already did.
The remake?
Basically.
What about one of the Nancy Drew games? Those are fun mysteries.
You're doing this on purpose, and I know you're doing it on purpose. No, I'm thinking something in the lines of classic JRPG or maybe action RPG. I plan on finding something that is not very computer intensive because my laptop does not handle that very well. And probably something that's no longer than about 10 hours because I don't want to be streaming a game for the next 3 months.
How long is the main campaign of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines?
That would be a fun game to play on stream, actually.
Yeah, watch me lose my fucking mind.
Remember when Jim
What do
went into
people
that
wanna
level
see?
full of mannequins and we were like, that's not in this game.
Jim's imaginary creepypasta mannequin level.
Anyway, check those out. Johnny also has his own channel unrelated to Square Roots, and that is called The Bears in Games: Neo. Channel.
Well, I mean, Jim was technically on the last episode because
Bears
That
in
was Raul
Games.
Kahuli.
Bears in Games : Neo.
Yeah.
Neo. Okay.
because I had Jim, I had footage of playing co-op with Jim and his amazing character with the huge rack. It was really fun.
but
That
it's
was
not
fun.
Square Roots branded.
No,
Which
that's
is fine.
true. Yeah.
So
It was
Johnny,
it was a fun, it was
I'd
it was
say
the
we all have
crossover
a
event that
presence.
everyone's talking about when the
True.
Square Roots podcast crossed over with Bears and Games Neo.
Well, and Matt's been on it too. I had Matt record a
That's-
special thing for me. A
That's
couple.
what the
He's been on 2
metaverse is.
episodes.
Whoa, have I? Oh, I sang once. I remember now.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, check out Bears and Games Neo. Johnny recently released a Kubert Opens Worlds video about Saints Row 2022. I have yet to
And
watch it.
I'm working
Well, I watched a little bit of it, but I've yet to watch it.
I'm capturing
it's
footage
great.
for a Queer Gaming History episode on Star Control 1 and 2.
Awesome. Awesome. Very excited
Star
about
Control
that.
2, 1 and, I mentioned last week I thought I might have to pirate Star Control 1, but it is available for sale on Steam in a package for $5 along with Star Control 2. Do not play that version of Star Control 2. It is terrible.
Don't tell me what to do.
Well, you can get it for free if you search Urquan Masters. It's freeware by the original people that designed it. They released it for free, and it's a much better upgraded version where you can choose like the visuals and the sound from the 3DO version if you want. It's got lots of options and just has better UI and is way more playable. So I would recommend doing it that way. But Star Control 1 you can get on Steam for $5. And I also got Star Control 3, which I'm going to capture a little bit of footage of to say why people don't like Star Control 3. Matt has a question.
Are you capturing footage of Enchanted Arms for a Queer Gaming History?
Why, now that you mention it, yes. Yes, I am.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good guess, Matt. Yeah, I've captured my entire playthrough so far. And also, I'm going to do a quick one on a Need for Speed game for Vita, because it was like a full PS3 game that came out on Vita, and I think that's really interesting to sort of show how a full game can fit onto a portable console back then. And there's a few other ones that I've sort of been mulling around and working on. I want to start a series on motion games, and that includes VR, so that I can include VR stuff like Half-Life Alyx. I like motion games that use weird motion controls like Wii games and Kinect and things. So yeah, that's going to be in my future. Anyway, how about we turn the book over to the parameters log and we see the parameters of this new adventure we like to call
Parameter meter.
Parameter meter. Sure. This new adventure we like to call Enchanted Arms.
But
Question
first,
one.
Johnny has to give us a history lesson on what is Enchanted Arms.
Oh, Enchanted Arms is by From Software. It's
Wait, what?
director...
Bloodborne guys.
I don't like from software games.
Yeah, Bloodborne guys. It actually is the director who did... It's directed by the guy who did Dark Souls and Demon Souls and Bloodborne and Sekiro and Elden Ring, the Miyazaki guy. And it's pretty cool. They did a lot of games. They haven't done that many like classic JRPG style JRPGs, and that's what this is. This is a turn-based JRPG. Because like even back in PS1 days, they were doing sort of Dark Souls style, but first-person games. Like, and you ever play like Kingsfield? Maybe Jim
Oh
has.
no, I've seen a bit of that streamed, but I have not.
Because those were very much like a first-person Dark Souls, but at 5 frames per second on PlayStation 1 with really, really bad controls.
Was it the screenshot of Kingsfield that's the famous like magazine picture that says the PlayStation is capable of producing lifelike visuals? Isn't
it like a skeleton or something?
It's a skeleton holding a sword. I think it's a Kingsfield screenshot. Yeah.
So they've been kind of working on that Dark Souls style gameplay for a long time, and also like the Armored Core games.
Yep,
I
Armored
think were
Core.
them.
Yep.
They've just been kind of a one of those weird Japanese developers that slowly started building up a fan base, because their games were always a bit strange, and people didn't like them or get them because they're a little bit crappy, but they're interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And like Demon Souls came out and it got a lot of like 7s and 6s and 7s from most reviewers, but Kevin Van Ord on GameSpot was like, this is one of the best games I've ever played in my life. Y'all should really try this and give it a chance. It's super hard, but it's really good. And that's sort of where they broke out. And then they did Dark Souls, which was basically Demon Souls 2, but Sony owned the rights to Demon Souls, so they couldn't make it Demon Souls 2 and put it on other consoles. And so that's how Dark Souls became a thing.
Enchanted Arms came out in 2005, and it came out on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3.
It did.
You can really see the influence of the Dark Souls, the Demon Souls in this game. It's very, very much the same vibe, very much the
Gothic,
same idea.
Sort of shadows everywhere.
Gothic.
Limited dialogue, but what dialogue is there is sort of gloomy yet interesting. You can really
cryptic, depressing.
Cryptic, that's the word.
Characters who you can't really tell where their alliances lie versus be it like good or evil,
It's definitely exactly the same kind of game. If you love Dark Souls, 100%, you should try.
You'll love Enchanted Arms.
What's your history with Enchanted Arms, Matthew?
0. I had never even heard of this game until you brought it up. The end. I don't have anything else to add.
What about you, Vanessa?
Well, I had never heard of this game until you brought it up. And then I wanted to know how I could play it. I was informed I would have to get a disc because it is not in the Xbox store
anymore. It used to be, because
I
I showed you my receipt. I did buy it digitally like 4 years ago. But when that 360 store closed,
I looked around to see where I could find one. I ordered it. It came in the mail. I put it into my Xbox and
are you putting?
played it.
Are you playing it in your? Do you have a Series X, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You skipped an important thing there, which is that
what was?
You found it online. You went to order it, and it was no longer available because I had ordered the last copy.
Yes. After I told you where I had found it available to order.
I feel like I had
Gotta move fast.
And so
I feel like I had the PS3
Matt
version.
got to buy from the independent game store, and I had to buy from the Mega Corporation.
Jim, what about you? Had you ever even heard of this game?
I think I had heard of it, but I had never played it. And then I think I've seen the cover here and there, and I was like, "Oh, that's probably not a game I'll ever play." But look at me now, playing Enchanted Arms.
Look at you now.
What are you playing it on?
Brings you.
I'm playing it on my Steam Deck.
Wow, I didn't know it was out on Steam.
It is.
Narc, little dipshit narc.
Little dipshit's here. He's just kidding. He meant that he's playing it on his Xbox like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, he made it. He bought it legally and then made a legal backup, which you can do. You are entitled to make backups of games you own, and he's playing that backup on his Steam Deck.
Exactly.
Oh, this makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. Enchanted Boner. Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Now, I had heard of it because there was a
Weird thing
Penny
to just
Arcade
randomly
comic.
say, but okay.
What?
It's a weird thing to just randomly throw out there,
Oh,
but
sorry. Jim's label on Teams does say James Enchanted Boner Banks.
it's not a label. It's not Teams. You go ahead and take the night off, Grandpa. We'll take it from here.
His Facebook says he has a
His
phone.
Facebook.
Take the night off.
We're on Skype.
Nope.
Sorry, I'm on too many Teams meetings, so I'm used to calling it Teams.
For sure.
Jimmy's name on FaceTime is, well, it says boner.
Anyway,
I think you've been hacked, Jim.
I was buying it on my Xbox 360, which was the style at the time. Oh, no, I think that was a joke from the big board of jokes we're not allowed to say
I think
anymore.
it is.
God, I'm such a fucking hack.
So there was a Penny Arcade comic that came out when the game came out in 2006 saying like people didn't like the game. Basically reviews came out and were giving it like, 5, 6s and 7s because it was just another JRPG and was turn-based and Japanese and that sucks. And they're like, but this is a turn-based Japanese role-playing game. Are you saying you don't like it because it's it's from the genre? I thought I could find that comic. One moment, please.
I would like to see that. That is funny. Like, I agree. Like, if you know you're not, listen, do I go out and fucking review like heavy drama movies? No, because I know I don't fucking like them. So my opinion is not going to be valid or helpful to anybody. Do I review
not that I agree.
small dildos? No, I do not.
What the? Hold on. Is it each? Oh, dang it. Copy image. Let's go to here. 1 second.
I swear to God, if he's tweeting this right now, like
No.
he's
Well,
typing these into Twitter.
Do I press the print screen?
What do
button?
I
What's
do
the-
to
what?
make it happen? I don't understand how the internet works anymore. Back in my day. Okay, here. If you go to the notes, there's a man in a Penny Arcade comic saying, Enchanted Arms is terrible. It's just an RPG with a linear story strung together by random turn-based battles where your character is increased in power. Blah.
John, may I? You're doing this poorly.
Okay.
There's an angry looking overweight man, and he says, Enchanted Arms is terrible. It's just an RPG with a linear story strung together by random turn-based battles where your characters increase in power. Blah. And now he's holding a cupcake and he says, cupcakes are dumb. They're not big like a regular cake. They're small and covered in frosting. Wait, are those sprinkles? I was tired of sprinkles when they were putting them on cookies. And then the final panel, he's looking at a dog and says, dog, huh? You're not a cat. Why would anyone like a stupid dog like you? All you do is bark. You never meow.
Now, he has a point about the dog, though.
I recommend cutting all of
I
those.
love a
Not good
dog.
audio content. That is pretty funny, and I agree with the point there.
I liked Penny Arcade a lot back in that era.
I agree.
Before
Yeah, me
they
too.
got all gamergatey and weird and started making posts about trans people.
No.
Oh, why?
Listen, if you guys need a webcomic these days, I got a hot recommendation for you. It's called The Other End. It fucking cracks me up every week. It's the only good webcomic.
I do believe that the guy who made posts about trans people like made some trans friends and was like, "Hey, sorry, I was just talking out my ass. I didn't know what I was talking about."
It's good.
And
Good for him.
yeah, they're all right, but yeah, like when the Gamergate stuff was starting, they're like, "Well, we don't like games journalists and reviews because they notoriously hate IGN and stuff, even though it's just people reviewing games."
Do you
IGN's
remember when
garbage.
they
so
made
mad
a
at
turn-based
fucking
RPG?
cell reviews.
Remember their turn-based RPG?
Yeah. Penny
I
Arcade.
did.
On
I
the
played
Reigns,
the
like,
first-
Precipice of Darkness.
I played the first two. I never really played the
I played the first
Zeboyd one. The third one that was more like
It was
Final Fantasy
okay.
top down. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
It's going to be changed, but it's just such a bummer. Like, I've been watching this finance YouTuber I sort of liked, and then some of his thumbnails stopped or started popping up, and it was like, trans woman won't pay her rent and stuff. And I'm just like, why?
Because that shit gets clicks, baby. Listen, it's okay for people to be wrong and have bad opinions. If they can grow and learn, then you got to be able to like let them back. Not necessarily let them back in, but at the very least, you got to be able to let it go. Because if not, then frankly, we're all fucked. Maybe that's not a popular opinion.
I've had
but
shitty opinions that I've learned.
If there's no forgiveness or ability to move past things when people realize that they're wrong, then I got news for you. It's going to happen to you. Nobody's right 100% of the time.
Yeah, I think it's really admirable to be able to realize you were wrong, especially if you were raised in an environment where you were like told one thing and then you internalize that and then you grow up and realize maybe things aren't what you thought they were.
My biggest turning point for Penny Arcade was, one, at this point I'd stopped reading them, but they wrote a comic about Undertale saying that people don't actually like Undertale, they just think it's cool and the game's actually stupid. And that was just weird because I feel like 10 years before they would have loved Undertale, and I don't know why they think people are pretending to like Undertale because it's cool. Like, the game was sweet and funny and had a really cool art style and was like inspired by Earthbound, and they loved Earthbound. And I don't know, like, it was just one of those weird things where they're shaking their fist at the kids, and I think if they'd given the game a chance, they might have actually liked it because it was really good. And I posted that on the Flophouse. We used to all, this is, I guess, behind the scenes, know each other from this Flophouse Facebook page. I posted that.
That's our deep lore.
One of the first replies was, what's his face? What's the name of the guy that owned the network? Jesse Thorne was like, oh, God, I don't like these guys because they told the whole world I was a serial killer and a rapist. I'm like, well, yeah, I guess that would bum me out, too.
Like, well, you're not, are you?
Yeah.
As far as I know, no.
Yeah, he there was a famously bad episode of Jordan Jesse Go where the Penny Arcade guys went on, and it was a disaster.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is everything such a bummer?
Well, that wasn't Jordan. That wasn't Jordan or Jesse Thorne's fault. Like, they went on and they're just pissy little bitches.
No. I got nothing against Jordan and Jesse Thorne. I don't know very much about them, but I'm sure they're lovely people.
Okay, so we open up in Enchanted University in Yokohama.
Isn't it just Enchant University?
Oh, sorry, Enchant University.
Enchant University.
In Yokohama with the students getting ready or watching their lecture, except Atsuma, your main character, who is basically Zell. This is Final Fantasy VIII, guys. This game is Final Fantasy VIII.
Yep.
Did it come out first, though? That's
no. By 8 years.
Came out way later. Yeah.
Stop setting JRPGs in goddamn magic school academies. It's not fun.
Yeah. I guess actually Zell isn't the best looking guy there. The best looking guy there is pretty clearly
Squall.
Wait, I mean Atsuma is
Pixel
not the best looking
Squall.
guy. The best looking guy is
Toya.
his friend.
Oh, Toya.
Mm-hmm.
The
Everyone
ladies are
loves
nuts
Squall.
for Toya.
Yeah.
Toya.
Even with okay, so Toya's got a rat tail, like a super long rat tail that creeps me out.
I do not like those. I've never liked those. It was my dream in elementary school when all the little boys had them to snip them off with my snipping scissors. I was never allowed
You cut rat tails off boys? Oh.
No, but I
would be
dreamed
mad
of
if
it.
If someone had cut off my rat tail when I was in elementary school, I would have been pretty upset.
You would have been
never
upset
had
at the
a rat
time,
tail.
but looking back, you would have realized it was an act of generosity and love.
So I put assume I know it's Matt's favorite feature where we rank the fashions of a character.
Yeah.
So, Matt loves it.
I will say, let me just open this with, I think Atsuma has the best outfit in the game, and he looks fucking stupid.
Well, he does look like he's leading a marching band. He's just missing his hat.
Yeah. And he has fingerless gloves, and I really have a problem with his shoes. Like, anytime his feet are on the screen, I get very upset.
Yeah, me too.
What's wrong with
He's
his
wearing
shoes?
these,
they're like
armored
armor.
boot shoes. Yeah, but like they're really thick. But
They're
not
like greaves, like from an armor set.
Mm.
And there's no reason, like none of the other clothing that he wears is like that. It's like he's wearing a school uniform and then he's wearing greaves on his feet.
He has like the top of his boots look like cowboy boots too.
Yeah, and then it has like a tribal fire design on it.
So cool.
And I don't mean tribal as in like actual tribes. I mean tribal as in like 90s white boy tattoo.
Yeah.
Oh, I love a 90s white boy tattoo. Yeah, well, but the it's not a tattoo. There's something up with his arm, but he doesn't know what it is. He wants to find out why he's got this crazy arm. But he's sort of got this...
In some renderings of this character, and maybe we'll talk about it more later, so stop me if you had planned on it, but like when it shows him like doing his dialogue lines, there's like a little 3D version of him at the bottom of the screen, and the proportions of this guy look so like in some of them his head is super tiny and his arms are super like sausage giant arms. Like his arm to head ratio is way off in some of those. It looks weird.
Well,
we can get out of the way now that I thought this game was about Enchanted Arms as in armaments. It's not.
Yes.
It's about his fleshy flesh arm.
Yeah, his actual arm.
Well,
Yep.
I feel like it's like a double meaning thing. That's my guess, but his arm is enchanted. He also has like really feathered silver hair. And I think he's got
feathered.
I forget what it's called. Harlequinism? No, he's got two colors. He's got a brown eye and a green eye.
Oh, heterochromia?
Yeah, like David Bowie.
Yeah.
Who did not actually have it, actually. I think he had like an injury that made one of his eyes more dilated than the other, so it appeared as if he had it.
Oh, interesting. So I want to see if there's an option to switch to Japanese voice actors, because Atsuma's voice actor is very bad. Like the other ones are.
What do you mean?
Oh no, the world is being destroyed. Like sometimes he sounds like he's bored or doesn't understand the line, or like doesn't like his inflection sometimes is way off. He had it's definitely one of the worst voice actors we've had in a while. I would say that's my hot take.
Is this
Wow.
who is this guy that we're slandering? Let's look it up here. His name is Johnny Hawks.
Oh, wow. That's a cool name.
He was in Enchanted Arms.
That's not surprising.
It looked like he was in Steven Universe, and he was in Brutal Legend, and he was in something called The Cave, and he was in The Cave, the 2014 video game.
I think I have The Cave on Xbox. That was like one of those like early adventure games on Xbox Live Arcade.
Oh, okay. So he has some credits. We're just
Yeah.
slandering him all over this podcast.
But he is Zell. Imagine if Zell is the main character of Final Fantasy VIII, and you're really close to this game. They're in a magic university. The teacher catches him sleeping, but he gets the answer off of his bestie, Toya, who... Vanessa, would you describe... I put it in the notes. Would you describe Toya? And I want your opinions on Toya.
I would love to describe Toya. Toya is the hottest person anyone in this world has ever seen. Everyone
They
is
love rat
completely
tails.
obsessed with him. He has a really long rat tail that goes down past his butt.
I like
wears-
that, actually.
What?
He wears the same uniform as his friend Atsuma, except his is blue, because I guess he's in Ravenclaw or some shit. And he wears slacks and normal ass shoes. My only issue with his shoes is that they're brown, and he's paired them with black pants. I don't like that. I don't think it's a good choice. How hard is it to put black shoes with black pants? And don't get me started on wearing your navy suit with your brown shoes either. They make navy shoes. Go to the frickin' shoe store.
But I'd say blue
Your
and
shoes are
brown
supposed to
works
match your
well.
belt, not your
Yeah.
pants or your
And
fucking
his belts
shirt.
are black, to be fair.
Yeah,
He
I
has
That's true.
several belts, and they're black.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know what belt he's got on underneath his tunic or whatever. Maybe he's just.
I feel like he could have
brown belt.
really tied the whole thing together by going with like a more chocolatey, not chocolatey, but more like tan colored tie. That could
least-
have.
I love the
tie.
fact that they all have little ties on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's classy.
And by love, I
His
mean
little tie,
they look like fucking
like
idiots.
His collar's all buttoned up. His friend Atsuma has like a gray shirt, and his tie is loose because he's a bad boy.
And very short. It comes. I think you can't see it in this picture, but I think Atsuma's tie only comes down like to his tits.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like a
it
little.
does.
It's like a 4-inch tie.
It's
Something
like
like that.
Yeah.
It is like a clip-on tie or like a little tie that you would put on a toddler so that they're cute, but he wears it as an adult.
I thought it was
man.
like a cravat kind of.
Is it like a dicky tie where you're supposed to wear something over it so you don't see that it's just a short little tie?
Yeah, and I think that they mostly do. And, it's a school, so everyone wears school-appropriate uniforms, especially their third friend, Makoto.
Well, we'll get to the third friend in a minute. But first,
All
let's... So...
I don't think their outfits look that similar, to be honest with you. They both kind of have tunics and black pants, but the tunics
they've got
aren't the same.
school crest. They've got the school crest on their shoulders.
Their
They've got-
shoulders are different. A
Yeah.
little different.
Atsuma's got like almost like cartoon Donald Duck style, like giant lapels.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a bib lapel. It's these huge lapel. But the down, like the end of the suit jacket thing that they're wearing is similar on both of them. It's a little different, but it's the same general style. And they both have black
That's why I say
slacks
it's like
on.
a tunic.
Yeah. I like his brown shoes. I would 100% wear them. They look really nice. Anyway, so
They just look like blobs of brown. They're not exactly. I mean,
he helps Atsuma get the question right because Atsuma was sleeping in class again.
honestly,
I assume
his feet may be just little pieces of shit.
that Atsuma's there on a sports scholarship, and that's why he can like sleep through classes. Oh, and this is the first game I've played that isn't in a high school; it's in a university. How many games take place in university?
Isn't Cedar Military Academy
I
University?
guess you're right. Yeah,
I thought that
It's a
that
garden.
Atsuma though isn't he there because of his
stupid arm.
his haunted
Yeah,
arm?
I gotta say, they right off the bat they talk about his arm as if it was like a giant Hulk arm or something, and not like a giant green Hulk arm, and not just it just looks like a normal arm. So the beginning of this game is really confusing because everybody is constantly talking about his fucking arm.
It's got
Except
like
in
an
some of the
anti-magic
cutscenes where
field.
his arm looks like a big giant bratwurst. On
true.
on the screen.
But that's only at the end of this chunker when things get weird.
But his arm has a special ability, but it means that he can't normally get a golem because he has like a magic disrupting arm. So if he touches golems, usually they just turn off. Like
But he's got two arms. So
Yeah,
it seems like that's not
what
that big
he
of a
says.
hurdle.
And that's why he gets a golem at the festival, because he can't get one from school. Isn't that right?
I don't know. I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
The chain of events that you've described is correct.
Yeah. And he's got
That
a
aligns
they've
with
got a
what I understand
teacher,
about the narrative.
and the teacher's explaining what golems are. They're like non-sentient, and they were causing the golem war.
I would like you to post in a picture of the teacher so that we can discuss his look.
I don't know what
because
his name is.
Why
let me see.
is the teacher talking about the very basics of this world? Are we to assume that this is like the first day of school?
Yeah,
Because
good point.
None of them seem
I
to
like
know
to think it's
anything.
like, does like Atsuma just like not remember things after a day, like in that Adam Sandler movie? And, like
Yeah.
every
He's got
day
51st
they
date
have
syndrome.
to every day they have to re-explain how a ladder works and like how you open a box.
What's golem? What's enchanting? It's like it's what you major in, what you're doing here in school.
Are you saying
Why-
this game over explains stuff? No, not this game.
At a certain point, I was like, are they just like doing it as a joke now?
Mm-hmm.
So I put in a couple
we'll
of
get to
pictures.
Yeah.
But you know what? Jim, do you want to describe Professor Ko? Because I know that Vanessa probably does too, because it's like he's a hot professor. But let's let Jim go first so that we can let Vanessa cool off a little.
Yeah, thanks.
He looks like Count Dracula.
No, he does not look anything like Count Dracula.
But like with a purple outfit on. And white hair. Like he looks like a vampire. He is
very
tall,
pale.
It's a tall, slender, pale man. He's wearing a purple suit. He has white gloves. He has long, flowing white locks. And he's wearing glasses. He looks terrifying.
He has purple. I don't know what this. It's not a scar. He has purple face paint.
Well,
Like a
it could be a
birthmark.
wine stain.
No,
like
it
that
goes up
birthmark?
into his hair, though. His hair is purple where that is. So I have to assume that he applies this daily.
Well,
when he
it could
gets
be
up in
that
the
he was
morning.
trying to put a purple streak into his hair, but like left the
It's
thing on it and
leaked.
kind of ran down his
yeah, and
face.
it like stained
That
his head.
actually
Yeah.
is 100% what it looks like.
That makes sense. He has he's holding some kind of like telescoping rod.
Well,
that I
yeah,
assume
to
he
like
uses to
point at
beat.
things on the school board. We should also mention this is in the far off future. It is set on Earth. It was Earth the whole time. So Matt will
really?
be happy. He
Yeah,
always
is that a
likes
spoiler?
it.
Here.
Is that a spoiler?
That's not
I don't
a
know what you're talking
spoiler.
about.
No. When you go to
Is
the
that-
fair, you can go to a booth and they're like, we have stuff from London and Kyoto. And you're like, cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
And
I missed
Yokohama
that.
is a real city. I thought that was going to be a big giveaway.
I don't know Yokohama.
It's a city
Never
in
been
Japan.
there. Okay. Never been there.
So, Earth all along, Matt. There, I've spoiled
Okay.
it for you. Also, like, this chunker ends in London.
Do they worship Jesus?
No, because this is 2,000 years later.
Oh, wow.
We're still
You know,
worshiping
after-
Jesus 2,000 years after he died.
Well, maybe this is Jesus too.
You're saying Atsuma is Jesus too.
Yeah, Jesus 2, number 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is like a Bible story or like a Mormon thing.
This professor does that thing that I see in like animes and stuff and other video games all the time, where
is he the bad guy?
where he's constantly pushing his glasses up with 2 fingers on the bridge of the nose.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say, for any like mangaka or whatever out there, any Japanese creators, I don't know what it is. It's clearly like part of the culture of like art out there where you see it in all sorts of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's supposed to look cool or what the deal is, but nobody fucking does that. And
Well, maybe
like,
in
I
Japan
can't
they
imagine
do.
poking yourself in the fucking middle of in between your eyes every time your fucking glasses slip down your nose.
Persona
as a
5
glasses
guy
wearer,
does that.
As a glasses wearer, you just kind of gently grab them and adjust them. You don't stab yourself in the fucking face 100 times per lecture, professor. You look like an idiot.
People have different mannerisms in different parts of the world. Cats in Japan behave differently than cats in the United States. That's a true story.
Wow.
Oh,
Are they
they
better or worse?
Socialized themselves differently.
Huh.
How so?
worse, it's
Are they
just
like more
different.
polite?
I don't know. I reached
Vanessa?
the end of my knowledge about that little fact.
Then I'm going to call
Do you
bullshit.
have any thoughts on Professor Ko?
I have a lot of thoughts about Professor Ko. I think that I definitely would be interested in earning some extra credit in his course. I like his... I don't want to
Inappropriate.
accuse him of wearing a bolero, but I don't think I can fully dismiss the possibility that he has a bolero on.
Well, I thought
It
the
is a
thing with a
bolero.
bolero is they like stop like mid torso.
Isn't his?
Yeah. Like with
Does
the
it?
little thing dangling down? What do you mean?
Isn't a bolero jacket like a little jacket and it stops like?
No.
No.
Bolero, like a bolo tie.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. What am I thinking of?
There is a name for those little jackets, and I don't remember what it's called.
I imagine that
It's
one
called,
of
like
the
a shrug or something.
I imagine that one of the questions Vanessa is wondering is how long are those fingers?
They're pretty long. They're pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to tell what's going on under the gloves in regard to his manicure situation.
Yeah. Well, also, he might have
that's
little
okay.
plastic tips at the end to make his fingers look longer, you know?
Yeah.
hate that.
Is he?
I have
Do you
fallen
think
for
he's
that
the
so many
villain?
times.
I forgot to mention. I played about 5 hours of this 10 years ago to record some footage for the original Bears and Games channel, and this is about as far as I got. So I don't know anything about the plot. I assume he's the villain because he looks like he's a villain.
I mean,
He does.
He does smirk all the time,
Yeah.
and he is very arrogant.
He
He's
looks
pretty-
like Sephiroth.
he's pretty nice to Atsuma, though. Like, he's not super nice because Atsuma's sleeping in class, but he does, like, try to teach him.
He's
Right.
really into Atsuma's arm. He's doing independent research about Atsuma's arm, and he wants to probably do experiments on it.
Yeah. So we then it's lunchtime, so everyone heads to the cafeteria, and there is a whole.
I'm sorry, are you not going to introduce?
Oh, right. No, but that's right. Doesn't
He
Makoto get
won't
introduced
let me
at the
talk about
cafeteria?
this. I don't know what his issue is.
No, he's definitely not. He's introduced in class.
Okay. Well, you introduce Makoto. I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back, but I'll be listening. So don't make fun of me while I'm peeing.
All right.
I mean, it's going to be hard not to now.
How much?
All
do you
right,
think
later,
Thurston
piss
Jones
boy.
gonna pee? Yeah.
I bet
We're
his
talking
piss.
like a liter bottle.
I bet his
gallon
stream
jug?
is weak. You know, weak and fucking
Yeah.
sad. Squirts
It
out.
probably,
Drip,
probably
drop,
hurts.
flip,
Probably hurts when it
flop.
comes out.
I bet it's kind of pinkish too. Not because
So-
of blood, because of the juice.
We're introduced to a third character here. His name is Makoto. He's got long blonde hair. He has a similar outfit to the other two, but he has less of a tunic and more of like a midriff cut of the same
Yeah,
shirt.
so it's cropped.
Yellow. So Atsuma wears red, Toyo wears blue, Makoto wears it's a black and yellow, and then underneath is a white and blue striped shirt. The
Yeah.
colors really clash, and it's fucking hideous. And without a doubt, one of the fucking wildest costumes I've ever seen on a character in a JRPG.
It's just his normal school uniform. He has his little red tie on, and in him, more than anyone, we can tell that it is a short tie because it comes out just below his jacket as if to point its little arrow tip right to his six-pack abs, which are just full-on hanging out.
Yeah,
He
look
is
at
wearing a
those
midriff
cum gutters.
shirt,
He is fucking shredded.
and he has sort of black along the sides of his shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has a belt that has hearts on it. A lovely little heart pattern. It has like some little lacy filigree around it.
Mm-hmm.
It has a chain attached to it.
Like a
I
wallet
the
chain.
Wallet chain. Yep, on either side. And then he does have the normal black slacks, no socks, and I guess like boat shoe kind of things. Or
Gold
clogs.
boat shoes.
They're gold hey dudes.
Yeah.
So
What's wrong with Hades?
I googled it, Vanessa. That
You know
is
what a hey
I'm
dude
sorry,
is?
Johnny.
yeah.
I just want to get out that Makoto also wears a collar with a big heart hanging from it.
Mm.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he
He has
does-
like a choker with a giant heart gem that hangs down from it.
His lapels are bigger than any 70s. Like if you go back and watch Airplane or Airport, his lapels are somehow bigger than any of those. And that, like, or like 70s Columbo, where everyone had the huge lapels. His lapels are enormous. And Vanessa, that is a bolero jacket he's wearing. That is bolero.
Okay.
It
You're
Then
mixing
what's
up
tie?
a bolo tie.
Oh no!
I'm glad I stayed out of that
I
conversation.
was wrong.
I know he is wearing a bolo tie though.
Yeah,
The teacher
yeah.
is wearing a bolo
Yeah,
tie.
the teacher is
Yes,
wearing a
but I
bolo
called
tie,
it the wrong thing.
but he's
Oh,
wearing a
no.
bolero coat, which is those small little jackets.
Oh man!
I just
I'll
mostly-
never recover from this humiliation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just mostly want to point out how badly the colors of Makoto's outfit clash.
Well,
the
'cause
yellow
you've got
and
a
red
light
and
blue.
black, and then light blue with white stripes.
Yeah,
He
it's
looks like
kind of like
clown.
a
Bozo, mabozo.
Yeah.
yeah. It's very Easter. It's very spring, very printemps. You know, he's definitely dressed for the season. Actually, I have no idea what season it is. Yeah, let's say it's his spring look.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Makoto is interesting because, as far as I know, and I could be wrong, he seems like he's the first out gay character in like player character in pretty much any game I've played, like at the time in 2005 or 2006. Can you think of one before?
It's, I mean, people certainly have been coded that way, but it's very impressive that they don't try to make it like a wink wink kind of thing or hide it. He is very open with his sexuality and, as far as I'm concerned, appears to be in a committed relationship with, what's his name? Toya.
He's being, listen, I've been in the Makoto situation here. Toya's never going to get with him. Toya just appreciates the free lunches and attention he gets from Makoto.
I don't know.
I don't see them
know that I
actually
agree with
doing
you,
anything.
because here's the thing: we don't have a lot to go on here, so we got to clarify this. Okay.
Okay.
When we're introduced to Makoto, he is fucking hanging all over Toya. He is talking about him possessively. He is. It is either he is in a relationship with Toya, or
I do not
he
get that
is
impression.
fucking obsessed with Toya, and Toya's just cool with that and essentially leading him on. I think
100%.
that we don't have enough information here, but I will say at the end of this, Makoto refers to Toya as his man, and even though Toya is, I think, unconscious at the time, like nobody disputes it. Atsuga's there. He doesn't
Toya
dispute
is
it.
unconscious. Like,
They
that's
are
kind of a big
about
thing.
to be murdered by like an ice demon. Wait, like, hold on, Makoto. We got to talk about how you might be a little.
I'm just saying,
over the top.
I
for
think we
Toya.
gotta land on a side here, and I prefer to land on the side of they are an item.
If
Because
you
Makoto
read,
makes them lunch to share all the time.
Yeah, he
They
makes
have a lot of physical contact with each other.
Oh, he
they
is-
will be.
hung on him like a drape.
but also Toya is not reciprocating this in any way. He's not flirting back. Because he talks to girls. All the girls in the school love Toya and are flirting with him. And anytime they do, Makoto gets real bitchy.
But does Toya flirt back with
Toya
the
never
girls?
flirts with the girls.
He doesn't
no.
flirt with anyone.
But why has he got to flirt with his? Like, this is his boyfriend. What's he got to flirt with him for?
I don't think it's his boyfriend.
He doesn't return him. He doesn't return. If they are in a relationship, then Toya is pretty toxic because he's not returning any of this affection. All he's doing is taking, accepting gifts, accepting lunches, giving nothing in return.
I mean, Makoto schedules a fucking lunch date with him, which they have together, eating out of the same containers, you know, covered in hearts, sitting side by side. Maybe he's just not a PDA guy.
Yeah, that's my belief. I believe that they are a couple.
I am agreeing with Vanessa.
I don't think they are. Let me just go to. There is a so if you go to the characters in the same menu
Terrible
as
idea.
parameter.
You're going to run into spoilers, and then you're going to spoil us. You're going to give
Yeah,
spoilers.
no, give me a spoiler.
What? How am I going to spoil? I'm talking about something that's in the menu. It like at any part of the game. Like I don't know what you guys are. You guys are being weird. So I'm trying to see if I took a screenshot of.
We
I know.
want to live in the reality where they're a committed couple.
Okay.
Well, and I also want to live in
now-
the reality where they're dead at the end of this chapter. So,
Whoa!
because I don't need these characters around.
So Toya has in his description, it does describe him as the hottest guy in school who is beloved by all of the women in the school and some of the guys, which I like as a character note. Let's read. I didn't save his bio though, but I did take a screenshot of Makoto's bio. Another student at the academy and a classmate of Atsuma and Toya. A guy among guys, he is so impressed by Toya that he can say with all sincerity that his world revolves around him. Atsuma calls him Golden Maiden. He spends his days writing love poems and cooking amazing meals for Toya. Valuing Toya's opinions and actions more than anything, he often supports him in battle. So that's That's Makoto's
That
deal.
that neither confirmed nor denied.
No, I'm not going to disagree with you on that one, Matt. You're right.
I'm not trying to take away that Makoto is our out gay character.
Yes.
But I think that Toya is one of those guys who's neither out nor closeted, you know? He just, like, doesn't talk about it.
He's just doing his thing.
Doesn't do PDA.
He's in school, man.
But I don't think they're a couple. But that's just me. That's my interpretation. Is that Makoto has an unrequited crush, which was kind of he's in terms of representation of gay men, not the best, but it's early representation. We're grading on a scale here.
It's pretty bad, but it's also pretty bad not because of the unrequited crush, but because he vacillates between being madly only talking about how fucking much he likes Toya and mothering Toya.
Mm-hmm. No one wants a mommy boyfriend.
Awkward and uncomfortable. Like, he is constantly shit talking Atsuma, who is clearly Toya's buddy, and like scolding Toya for wanting to spend time with his friend in a way that is really fucking aggravating and annoying to watch.
And controlling. I think he's overstepping his boundaries. Toya needs to like say, hey, even if they're dating, which I don't think they are, he should be like, hey, Atsuma's my friend. You don't have to like him, but at least treat him with respect and give me space to have my friendship, right?
But this is a game set on and based around Japanese culture and not American culture. And they are much more, they are often much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Not restricted, but they're much less out about this
open?
Stuff. In general, they have it's a much less open culture about, particularly your emotions towards,
Yeah, but this is 2,000 years in the future.
That doesn't
2000.
That doesn't really apply here. It still was made by Japanese people, and it's a Japanese game.
Oh yeah.
It's a much more restrictive culture, particularly about emotions and emotional outbursts and things like that. I'm probably putting my foot in my mouth and going to get canceled, which would be amazing. So cancel me. But
I dare you.
I don't know. Like, I'm going to side with Vanessa. These guys are a couple.
Ooh.
I've already said that. Jim, you have not really come down in this argument, and I would like to hear your
I'm curious what
thoughts.
Jim thinks.
I said I agree with John.
Okay.
I didn't get any solid evidence that they are in like an established relationship. At least not a healthy one.
All right, let's read the character bio for Toya. I've got my controller here. I've opened it up. So, Toya is Atsuma's friend, aka the Blue Computer. With his great looks and refined demeanor, he receives incredible attention and support from all of the girls and some of the guys. He even has an actual fan club. His lineage from the ancients gives him natural prowess with enchants, and great things are expected of him. Disposes of his enemies with spear and water ether attacks.
Nothing.
That doesn't say anything. That doesn't clear up any. I was really hoping for a firm is not in a relationship with Makoto.
Maybe it's intentional. Maybe it's meant to be open to interpretation.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a will they won't they kind of scenario later.
And for Atsuma, his bio is attends the academy in Yokohama City. Once he gets an idea, he'll charge full steam ahead with it and generally isn't much for thinking about consequences. His best friend Toya calls him Red Bubblehead. He is looked down upon by many students and teachers because of his right arm's habit of neutralizing any enchants it touches, but Atsuma himself doesn't mind what others think. Excels at fist-based attacks, especially those endowed with fire ether.
Why does he call him Red Bubblehead? A, never heard him call him that once in this chunker. B, his hair is not red.
He talks about his one brain cell a lot.
He does talk about his one brain cell a lot.
Towards the end of the chunker, I would say Toya's not a good friend. He seems very insulting towards Atsuma. Do you notice that too?
I think he's trying to protect Atsuma. I think he might know more than he's letting on about this whole weird arm situation, rather.
Is it established
Anyway.
that Atsuma has like amnesia about the arm, or is he a garbage orphan?
I don't know.
I don't know if we know.
I feel like all we get from this whole chunker is that these guys are friends. Atsuma has a weird arm, and everybody fucking hates him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, class ends, and our 3 companions head to lunch. Though Makoto does not want to go have lunch with Atsuma, he hates his guts.
And he already prepared a special box lunch for Toya, which has like
That's
the
fair.
rice in the shape of a heart.
Toya
and-
has agreed to have a lunch date with him, and now Atsuma is butting in.
But here's the thing. Then Toya
Ting
gives
in.
his lunch to Atsuma, which is,
Well,
that was not cool.
I don't think he gives it to him. I don't think it's him, because it's Makoto that complains about him eating so much of their food. I think that he's just eats his own lunch and then starts taking theirs.
Oh, okay. So Jim, you were in the chat about, was it Mystery Box E or Special Dinner E?
No, I don't remember what the other options are, but you get the choice of what lunch that Atsuma eats here, and I don't remember the first 2, but the third one is just called an E-lunch.
That's
I was
it.
like, I was like, I don't know what an E-lunch is, and I selected that, and they're like, wow, that's not like something you would eat. It's mostly vegetables. It's like, I don't.
Yeah, it's like got like all of the micronutrients that you need for a balanced
Oh, it's
lunch.
like
It sounds like
some
something
little
that you would get
the
at the
lunch because I didn't know.
It sounds like something you would get at the cafeteria if you worked at like a tech startup or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like a douchey tech startup.
I usually get like that's what I've been eating for breakfast. I haven't been eating waffles and sandwiches
Egg bites.
as much. And I've been doing Special Dinner E and egg bites.
The first option for lunch that you can pick is a hamburger, which is what I got for Atsuma. But then when you get it, you find out that it's actually like a squid burger.
Oh, yum.
This is a hot gaming news in like hot off the presses. Alex Garland confirmed to direct live action Elden Ring movie from A24 and Bandai Namco.
I bet that won't be terrible.
Alex
What are
Garland
the
makes
odds
pretty
that's
good
gonna come
movies,
out?
though.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
Yeah.
So there's some ladies hitting on Toya at lunch, and Makoto's. I really hate it. And I was out with some friends this weekend, and I was talking about how I know, especially back in the 2000s, gay guys who'd be like, I hate women. And I don't understand it. Like, don't be like that. Why would that's not even something you should admit in public. And Makoto's kind of one of those gays.
Yeah. Well, it's time period appropriate, I suppose.
Yeah, it's
2,000
true. It
years
was
in the
that
future.
era. And so then,
Girls are gross.
Oh, thank you for confirming it.
There's this is a special day because it's the Yokohama City Festival today.
Whoa.
Just like in Chrono Trigger.
And here we are, stuck in Enchant
This
University.
game is a lot like Chrono Trigger. If you think about it, the Bang-Maid is basically Robo.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of robos, though. Like, all the golems are basically
Mini
a robo.
robos.
Yeah.
Have we talked about golems yet? Because they say the
We're
word
about to.
golem 6,000 fucking times during that class that you're in.
Yeah.
It's just golem this and golem that. I guess a golem's just a robot.
Yeah, you do
They're
a
like
little special
enchanted
fight.
robots.
You can do a tutorial fight as Atsuma, and he beats up robot. I thought all the golems are going to look the same, like those little marionettes, those little posing
Yeah, me
figures.
too.
Mhm.
But when you actually get your own golems, they're like rad. There's a little
Little
tiger guy,
Digimon.
and he's really cute. I got a little tiger guy.
Me too. Also, and I'm really sorry, listeners and friends, that I keep backtracking us here, but we learn a lot about the history of this world. As we have already discussed, there was a golem war 1,000 years ago, but we learned that the golems were manufactured via magic, and humanity has lost the ability to use magic and can only enchant things, which is apparently not magic, though I think it uses
Oh.
magic. So it's a bit of a techno sci
Vanessa
fantasy
looks
type
like she's
thing.
in pain.
Golems.
Yes,
And
go on.
The the preamble says that all of the golems stopped working.
But they didn't, because there's
But
All
they
the
did.
bad ones did.
So these golems require a
Okay.
core, and you will find some cores that you can synthesize into golems if you have, if you're at a store and you can buy some more extra cores and stuff and synthesize more. And that is how. Well, we'll talk about that in a second, in just 1 second, because Vanessa really wants to talk about her special lady golem that she was very excited by.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not
But
there
first-
yet. We're not at
I-
special
Yeah,
golem
at
synthesize time. We're
Atsu was
cutting
like,
class
hey,
time.
let's cut class. Something I anytime I had gym in the afternoon is something that I would generally do because
Yeah,
I
same.
hated gym class. And,
I mean, I was in
there's only
Florida
2
for that,
periods in the
so.
afternoon, so sometimes I'd just leave. And
Same.
yeah. But in Vanessa's school, if in gym class they could write a poem or sing a song, like they didn't have to do like gym.
We played Ultimate Frisbee.
Man, I'm jealous. That's really fun. Jim, did you like gym class?
It was fine. I mean, I didn't like it, but I tolerated it.
When you were in gym class, would the kids be like, "It's your class"?
No, I don't think so.
Anything where they required me to change, I was not a fan of. Like, I'm already
Yeah,
wearing clothes.
Yeah. So,
I couldn't. There were like 40 kids at my school. I couldn't skip class. They would know you were gone.
so
I was
Same.
at my high school last night for a
Hitting
ceremony.
on some of those teens.
And
ugh.
and
All right,
as I was
Gillian.
leaving, I was like, "Hey, check out the way that I used to get out of this school when I didn't want to be here anymore. It's still there."
Wait,
Probably
you went to
locked
school
now.
in Florida?
I went to high school in Florida.
Oh, I thought you went to high school in Texas.
No.
Huh. Wow, I learned something new every day.
I moved here at the beginning of 9th grade. Anyway, festival time. We decided to skip class. Makoto is a real jackass to Atsuma and Toya about this, mostly because he hates every suggestion that Atsuma has. However, Toya wants to do it, and Makoto goes along with it because that's just the kind of guy he is. He wants to be with his boyfriend. So we have to head out of the school. First, as we leave, we do have to murder a teacher.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you gotta get by a teacher and they're blocking the way and they're like, we're not gonna let you skip classes soon. And we're like, okay, you're dead. And then, punch them to death.
Yep. Well, they pull out their golems to fight you, so that's kind of on
Yeah.
them, right?
Yeah.
Like in Ferris Bueller, where Ferris Bueller just pulls out a chainsaw
and kills the principal.
gets Jeffrey Jones.
Yeah. Well, he deserved it, so he very much deserved
Jeffrey
it both
Jones
in the
doing in
movie
his
and in
bedroom
real
in the
life.
first place.
That was a net benefit to society. That's why they threw that parade for Ferris Bueller later.
I was so confused by that parade because I was like, why does he sound like a girl when he sings? And then I
He
thought,
doesn't sound like a girl.
well,
He
because
lip
the song,
syncs to the song that is sung by a woman.
Oh, is that
it's
song
Wayne
sung?
Newton. It's just Wayne Newton. Yeah, it's Wayne Newton, but Wayne Newton sounds like
Yeah.
a girl.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was a girl.
Yeah.
We get out of the school after killing a teacher, and we head to the festival. Yay! It's the
Yay.
shittiest festival I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah,
What? It's got juice, Matt.
low
Juice.
rent. It's like that Wonka experience
much
they did in
juice.
Ireland. Was that like last
Yeah.
year, the year before last?
It's got juice. It's got clowns.
Talking
It's
about it's amazing.
got the best fucking character I've ever seen in a goddamn video game in my whole fucking life. His
Who's
name is
that?
Pizza
Yeah.
Golem.
Okay. What's so special about Pizza Golem?
I'll tell you what's so special about Pizza Golem. His head is a pizza. He's got a little shrimp in the middle of the pizza, and that's his nose. If you tell him that you're hungry, he suggests that you eat his face.
Why isn't there a picture of Pizza Golem in the notes?
Oh,
Great
sorry.
question.
Let me get a picture of pizza.
While
Golem.
Johnny's pulling that up, I'll also say you meet a weird little clown golem that looks like he's made of glass. And I don't know why, but I just felt like a kindred spirit with this weird freak clown.
I liked the clown as well. Of course, not as much as Pizza Golem. I'll talk about what Pizza Golem looks like a little bit, if you don't mind.
I put a
Please.
picture of Pizza Golem
he
into the
has-
notes.
Yeah, he has a round pizza face, which is cut into
6 slices.
6 equal slices.
It does seem like the
He
face is
has-
made of a digitized picture of a real pizza.
Like a real cheese pizza. He has 2 pieces of pepperoni for his
So
eyes.
not a cheese pizza.
He has a shrimp for
So
his
not
nose.
a cheese pizza.
And
Are his arms
mouth
breadsticks?
is, I guess, just kind of extra
Yeah, I think they
marinara
are.
sauce.
Yeah.
He has 2 lines indicating a mouth.
His arms are breadsticks?
Oh no, otherwise he looks like a gingerbread man.
Breadsticks.
Otherwise he
Kinda.
looks like a gingerbread man, but with a pizza for a head.
Well,
and
more
he's
of
in
a
a
pizza
fun little
dough man.
uniform. He's in a fun
Yeah.
little uniform with a hat with a hot dog poking through it for some reason. Not a real one, but like a fun fake hot dog poking through his silly cap.
Just a silly wiener.
Is that
Yeah, he has a
a bowl full of marinara on his chest,
That's what I was thinking. Is that
like a
is
dipper?
Yeah, he has his dipping
Yeah.
bowl full of marinara, but it also looks kind of hard, like maybe it's like a poke ball or something. He has a logo, which is a P for pizza pie, but then it has like a dot over it as if it's an I.
Well, there's lots of like
Yeah, it
weird
definitely
language.
looks like a pokeball in the middle of his chest.
Yeah. Can I
Oh,
ask
is
you
that
guys a
his
question?
core? That must be his core, right? Because the
Oh.
golems all have cores.
Oh, you're right. That's his golem core.
His core you can buy is just like one of those cups of marinara you get from Pizza Hut.
Cold.
I was gonna ask you guys, how do you take your pizza?
How do I take it?
What do you mean?
Like do you dress your pizza at all? Like you put red pepper flakes on it?
I
or
like
you
you
putting hot sauce on it?
If I have the choice of any pizza, it's going to be a white pizza with some spinach and maybe tomato. I don't love tomatoes, but I'll eat them on a fucking white pizza. Nothing better. I also do, we've argued about this on the show before, but I do like a chicken barbecue pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, chicken doesn't go
Are
on
you
pizza.
dipping that pizza
I
in
also
anything
like-
though?
I mean,
Dip
I'm
it.
not a
Yeah.
Like
dipper
a garlic
personally.
aioli.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like a Papa John's garlic sauce, but otherwise, no.
Mm.
Okay.
Sloppy wet pizza.
I will red pepper
Yeah.
flake the shit out of my pizza, though. So
Gotcha.
Mm.
I would only eat cheese pizza
I like a thin crust. Oh.
John, your cheese
Until-
pizza only?
until I was 30, and now I've branched out, and I'll have a pizza with pepperoni on it. I've really expanded
Wow.
my horizons.
Do you also eat chicken nuggets?
I do. I love chicken
Nuggies?
nuggets. Sorry, Vanessa.
I like a thin crust pizza. I like a white pizza, like Matt does. I like caramelized onions. I like mushrooms. I like a lot of garlic. I don't mind like full cloves of garlic going on there.
holy shit!
I like a little ricotta to go along with the mozzarella. And sometimes I like some olives.
Like a whole clove of
I like
garlic's
olives
just
to,
sitting
like-
on your slice of pizza.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like roasted
I
garlic.
was gonna say, is it
cloves.
cooked at all? Like you raw dogging the garlic on the
Yeah,
pizza?
raw garlic.
Do you keep a fire
not
extinguisher
all the
around the
time.
house to put out the fucking flames that come out of your mouth after you eat that?
I will admit that I am the kind of person who, if I have garlic, it will be detectable for like a couple days
Oh,
afterwards that I have
no.
had garlic. It just seeps out of my pores. I will, if I'm at like a pizza parlor where they have those metal cups that have Parmesan cheese in
Oh,
it and
sure.
you shake it over your pizza, I'll do a little bit of that. But I don't usually doctor it up. I don't need to. I don't dip it in anything, but I guess I wouldn't mind having a dipping sauce for the crust.
Mhm.
Like once I eat the pizza proper,
Yeah.
if it's a nice crust that I want to eat, having a little something to dip, that'd be okay.
I just wanted to go back to something Johnny just said. Did he suggest that you eat your pizza with a garlic aioli? That's mayonnaise, Johnny. That's just mayonnaise.
I was thinking of the Papa John sauce. It's
like
not
garlic
aioli.
oil.
It's
It's
garlic
just
oil.
butter.
Butter, yeah.
Now,
If you
I will
put
say,
mayonnaise on your pizza, get the fuck out of the world. Go to space where you belong.
if I go to a fancy pizzeria where I know that like my autistic just wanting a cheese pizza or pepperoni pizza is not going to happen, I can totally eat like an arugula pizza with like flakes of Parmesan and stuff. If it's a good pizza place with like fancy pizza, I'll eat whatever they give me. But if it's a Domino's, I'm just going to have cheese and pepperoni.
Well, here's the solution to that. Don't fucking eat Domino's. Don't eat Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Don't eat any of
near
it.
the bottom of the.
Don't eat Little Caesars.
Oh, God, no.
Don't eat Papa
I
John's.
can eat whatever
Yeah.
the fuck
I'll
I
go that far
want.
to say
You're
that.
not my
No,
dad.
I
like
agree
Papa
with you.
John's.
Papa John's sucks, but also I do love that garlic butter. What about a margarita pizza, Johnny?
Man.
That's
I know.
that's a
I
fancy
love margarita
place. That's
pizza.
fine. Yeah, I'll have that.
Would you guys eat Pizza Golem's face? And if so, which slice?
I would not,
I
because
want
he is
the
a
shrimp.
robot.
I would eat his. I would eat the top 2 slices where his eyes are, and I
Yeah.
would dip the crust in that bowl of marinara that is his heart.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
Crust needs a little
I
something
think
to
I
dip
would
it in,
eat
you know?
Yeah.
Do you like? Did you talk
I
to?
eat the right side
You would
of,
eat the right side of his face?
of his mouth. Because I sort of want to give him a little Pizza Golem kiss. Yes, Johnny.
Did you like the boy who the parents were there and were like, "Hey, can you answer our son's question?" And you're like, "Sure." And the son's question was, "Okay, so if golems are synthesized from cores, how was I created?"
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
That was,
It was
funny.
great.
that was
He
a
looked
How
like
Are
he was
Babies
15.
Made question.
Yeah.
He did not look like he was 15. He looked like he was 6.
My favorite character, though, is there's a woman on the bridge looking down at the festival. And if you talk to her, she says, "Hey, see that guard standing by the fountain? He's better than all the other guards." And it has a little heart after it. And then she says, "The truth is, he's my brother." And then it has a little heart. And she says, "I'm really proud of
That's
my
sweet.
brother." And has another little heart. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna do a bit this whole episode where I was gonna act like Makoto towards Matt and then be angry at Jim the whole time, but I couldn't do it.
It would have been fun.
Yeah, that would be hard to
Yeah, he has the
sustain.
energy for that.
Johnny, as long as you don't mind me not
Nose,
reciprocating
Johnny.
your feelings at all, you can make me lunch and hang all over me all you want. I don't care.
You wouldn't be the first straight guy I've done that to.
Imagine Johnny presenting that like a heart-shaped meatloaf.
I would love that. That would be, I mean, that's my fucking dream.
I had a roommate. I had a huge crush on it.
but
Basically,
really,
was
like,
that? Except I wasn't
would-
possessive.
Will anyone eat this shrimp nose? Have
No,
you ever had a shrimp pizza?
I don't like shrimp on pizza. I like shrimp pretty much only if it's battered and fried.
I went to.
I'm right there with you,
what I
and
had for
even then,
dinner.
I barely fucking tolerate it. That's, ladies and gentlemen, this may be, I'm sure that I'll catch a rash of shit for this. That's a bug. I don't eat bugs.
I love it.
Don't give me your oysters.
yummy
That's
bug.
just snot. Don't give me your fucking lobsters. That's just a spider. I don't want to eat spider.
I don't mind fried bug.
I had a cricket taco once.
What did you, I'm sorry, Vanessa?
I said I had a cricket taco. You know, where they fry up a bunch of crickets and they put it in the taco.
Let me
and you eat
just
it up.
repeat myself because I think you misunderstood me. What was that, Vanessa?
She ate a cricket taco.
Okay, so yeah, there's a thing where they will make a taco with crickets. It's like a taco
They do that
shell.
where?
They
Hell?
fry the crickets.
This is
and like Mexico, I guess.
this is where you had your cricket taco?
No, I had it in the States. At a Jose Andres
Okay.
restaurant. They fry them up. They put it in the taco. I didn't mind the crickety texture. sort of creamy and crunchy at the same time, but I did find them a little bit too spicy for my taste. I don't think that's the natural cricket flavoring, however. I think they just kind of put a lot of spice on these crickets.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you can expect in Trump's America. You will be forced to eat crickets.
No, in Trump's America, it will only be
good.
cheese and pepperoni. They'll be like, none of this gay stuff on a pizza.
Well, they're going to take the crickets, they're going to mash them up. They're going to print them out. They're going to make them into a paste. They're going to make that paste into something that looks like a cheese pizza so that you are both eating bugs and, I guess, not gay.
Aren't those like gelatin bricks they eat in that train movie made of bugs?
Yes. Roaches. That's one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my fucking life.
What was that movie, The Polar Express?
Yeah, yep, with Tom Hanks.
Snowpiercer.
Robo Tom Hanks. All right, we've talked about Pizza Golem for quite a long time. I would love to continue talking about him, but we should probably move on.
Okay. So
Can we? So we need to find. We need to get a golem. So we have to get enough tickets to where a guy will give us one.
Yeah, because we want to enter the golem fighting tournament because that's something Asuma is really excited about. But they normally won't let Asuma touch the golems because of his magic arm. And there's 4 tickets.
Find
One
some tickets
is from a juice lady. She's selling juice, and if you drink the juice, then you can get a ticket. And then there's another ticket if you talk to the pizza golem. What did you have to do with the pizza golem to get the ticket? I can't remember.
Doesn't he ask you a question?
I know that's what the clown does. The clown has the trivia.
Oh, the clown asks you a question?
I guess I could go through my video and scrub through it, but that'll take like 5 minutes. Let's not do that. But you get one from the pizza golem. You get one from clown trivia where you learn about the golems and how golems work. Oh yeah, one of the questions was, why is there a festival? And Etsuma's answers are like, because it's... Oh, pizza golem, you have to eat a whole pizza in front of him.
Oh, that's right. It's the only thing Atsuma can do is eat a fucking pizza. It's not a whole pizza. It's like 55 slices of pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
55 tacos, 55 burgers, 55 pieces of pizza golem pizza.
Yeah, he relies on his friends for everything except eating this huge amount of pizza.
And
but she did just eat lunch and eat Makoto and Toya's lunch.
Yeah, but he's one of those anime heroes that loves food.
Yeah. Yep. And also,
so
he's got a gross arm, so that probably means that he's like a freak that can eat a lot of food.
Yeah. And Makoto... Oh, no, Atsuma helps him with the trivia question. No, Toya helps Atsuma with the trivia questions because the answers that Atsuma can give on why they're throwing a festival is like, it's my birthday.
Yeah, I
did the exam. To celebrate me. And Makoto's like, it's not all about you. Did you even study in school today? And that's how he talks. He's basically like, yeah. Someone doing a real gay voice. I guess Buddy Cole is probably the closest. I'm thinking of a pop culture character that talks like that.
That's what I was thinking. He seems like a Scott Thompson actor.
Someone watched a lot of Kids in the Hall and like, I know how gay people talk. They're just like this. I like when Makoto attacks, he says, yeah! But you don't hear his saxophone shoot stuff, but you don't hear any saxophone sounds.
Is he just like tooting out energy at the enemy? Okay.
Yeah. Like
enchantment magic, I guess.
Him and Toya are both water. They do water attacks, right?
Yeah, they do water stuff. They're into water play.
Hey, look, it's look, you can see Dory. She's playing with something on the floor. See?
Oh, yeah. What's she got
a ball.
There? Oh, she's got a little ball. Look at that.
Oh, she's running after it. My cat brought me a toy to play with the other day. like, she doesn't play fetch most of the time, but like once a month, she'll bring me something and really want me to play fetch with her. It's very strange. Anyway, back to the game. So we finally get to go into the Golem Festival now that we've got a Golem. Which Golem did you get, Jim?
I got the little tiger golem.
Yeah.
Little tiger guy. Little tiger kid.
He's cool.
Yeah,
Vanessa?
but I did do some grinding, actually, because the game, well, no, I'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's in the next
Vanessa.
dungeon.
Such a fucking teacher's pet. I did some grinding.
Wow, Matt.
Sounds like somebody's
got the little tiger.
jealous of my werewolf.
You got this. So,
I am.
but you also got the. When did you get Primrose? Because you got Primrose early. I remember you saying.
I don't think that's her name, Johnny. Say it properly.
It is, but you don't. That's optional. That's not one you have to
No,
synthesize.
incorrect.
That one's
Vanessa,
still sitting in my
No,
menu.
What
you
is
don't
this
have to.
character's name?
Her name is Bang-Maid, and I got her right after this. I, like Jim, did some grinding until I was able to synthesize her. For
Fuck
myself.
you, teacher's pet.
All right, so I guess.
I mean, how do you
start-
feel being on a level with Little Dipshit? That's what I want to know. Do you feel good about yourself? You feel good about your life choices?
We go to the
I
Golem
also
Festival.
got. Oh, don't worry about it then. That's fine.
Okay, Matt, what'd you get?
No, go off. I don't. It doesn't
No,
matter.
no, Matt.
No,
come on, buddy.
no.
Matt.
No, I got.
Matt, come on, Matthew. I made you the.
To be able to
That's
move
a
forward
lunch.
unless I know if Matt also got
I
the
did. I
little
got
tiger.
Tigermon.
We all
He looks
got
like a
Tiger
Digimon.
Mod.
He
Yeah.
looks just like a Digimon.
So you get to the you finally have a golem, like, oh, and the guy's like, you finally got your golem. Well, the festival's about to start, and you go to the little prep area and you meet the guy you're going to fight, and you're so excited, and he's like, I'm going to beat you. You don't look like you know what you're doing. And you fight him and his stupid golem, and you destroy them, which is great.
Now
But
would
then-
be a great time to talk about combat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we haven't even done
Combat. There's a 3x3 grid on each side, and your attacks will project out a certain distance. It seems like some attacks can hit party members. Is this correct, or am I wrong?
I have not seen that, but I could be wrong.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I don't think so. I don't think you can even initiate an attack if the attack is on your side of the. It doesn't. That's not a thing that you can. I could be wrong.
I mean, it
I
shows
don't think
red on your side, but maybe it doesn't do anything because
You
attacks have a
can't.
certain distance.
You can't confirm an attack if there's no target.
Oh, okay. So there's Matt, why don't you describe how combat works?
All right. It is two 3x3 grids, one side for yourself and your allies, one side for the enemies. Attacks can range from one square in front of you to multiple squares in front of you to larger area of attacks that hit several squares on the other side of on the opposing side. It's an interesting combat system. It does have something I find very strange, very prevalent, which is that you can, all JRPGs have something like this, but you have a standby option, and you certainly in most RPGs can defend or do something like that. But I think it's very strange in this one that it's like they know that with the way these boards are set up, characters are going to be left unable to do anything. Frequently enough that standby is one of your main options. Do nothing is one of your main options because not everybody has attacks that like you'll stick Atsuma up front so that he can get a punch in and Toya behind him because he's got a longer range. And maybe you'll be able to get Makoto into position. He's only got one attack and it's a weird horizontal
it does three
attack.
spaces. Yeah, 3 spaces away. It's a 1x3 attack.
You know what? I don't think they are 3x3 boards. I think they're 5x5 boards.
Is that it? Okay.
Or 5x3 maybe? Because
Maybe it's 5x3 or
Makoto's
4x3.
doesn't cover the whole expanse of the thing. Now that I think about it. Anyway,
Okay.
he's got his fun saxophone attack where he plays the saxophone, but instead of it making saxophone sounds, it sounds like him going, yeah, which is really fucking strange. It's certainly has a little more depth to it than your standard, Final Fantasy 3 or 4 5 characters facing on one side, facing off on each side, and everybody just kind of attacking whoever they want. You do have to line your attack up. Thank you. You do have to line your attack up to hit the enemy, and I don't hate it. I don't know. Somebody else jump in. I feel like I'm doing a bad job describing this. Jimmy.
No.
There are two, yeah, like Matt said, 2 4x3 grids that are opposite one another, and your attacks, depending on the character in the attack, will only attack certain spots on that grid, or will only be effective on certain spots on that grid. So you have to kind of plan your attacks around where your player characters are relative to where the enemies are on their side, on their grid.
Yeah, some of them are just like hit 1 or 2 squares directly in front of me, and then somebody like Toya has one that seems to hit 5 squares, but arranged almost like
a jagged pattern.
Yeah, and like a weird jagged pattern. You also have EX attacks, which are like special attacks. I think only Makoto has one at the start here. Maybe Toya does, and I just never saw it.
I think you're right.
And which are just special attacks. And then you also can do combination attacks where if multiple characters, first of all, they have a combination gauge, and that has to be full. But if the combination gauge is full, and you attack an enemy with multiple characters, they'll kind of combo up, and it's very similar to the Persona all-out attack, where it gives you like a close-up on their eyes, and then they all do their attacks. And they do a little more damage. Lots of gauges. You've got your EX gauge, you've got your combination gauge. And also the way that these tutorials work that describe it to you are terrible. Absolutely fucking nightmarish how long and drug out the tutorials are in this game.
Okay, because you were going off about the tutorials. Let's play act. Let's play act the tutorial. You be Toya, I'll be Atsuma.
Yeah, really, it's not the combat tutorials are long because they are slow, and it does that thing where like it moves the cursor around for you, but like very slowly, like spot to spot.
Very
to
Final
spot.
Fantasy
it's
7
terrible.
and 8. Actually, we'll wait till the dungeon, because the dungeon, it's
the dungeon's where it gets really bad. Don't bite me. You have to go now.
Sorry, Matt.
Goodbye.
Okay, I'll bye. I'll go. So you fight this other character, Vanessa. Let's talk about this girl. You really like this girl. You identified with her.
I love her. I was worried this would be just a game of boys where you guys were so represented in the 3 gentlemen we've already talked about.
Matt
but
Asuma.
Not probably in the breakdown that you're
Jim's
thinking
Asuma
of.
because of the tattoos. That means Matt is Toya, and I'm Makoto.
I'm sorry. I'm very clearly the Atsuma because I'm got one brain cell. Jim is very smart, and so of course he is Toya, and clearly you are Token Gay Man.
Yay!
Yep. I agree with that. Matt has fallen asleep while we record more often than Jim has.
And I would not put sleeping on a hot dog past Atsuma.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Or on Pizza Golem. Do you think Pizza Golem is soft?
Well,
do you think Pizza Golem
feels like
fucks?
pizza? No, he doesn't have a penis.
How do you
I
know?
don't think he fucks, but I think I think his body is warm and soft, like pizza dough.
But pizza dough can be hard, like the crust of a pizza. So maybe he's got a little crust between his legs.
It's not that hard. You can bite it with your teeth and bite it open. How hard do you think it is?
You can bite a penis with your teeth and bite it open.
Vanessa, tell us about Yuki.
Yes.
Yugi?
Yuki is I would say that Yuki is probably around 10 years old.
If that.
Yuki is...
Honestly, maybe like 7.
Yeah. Yuki has a pixie cut, but most importantly, a giant cowboy
Yellow
hat
and black.
with stars on it. Yeah, a yellow and black cowboy hat. Yuki has sort of a midriff shirt with looks
That's
like
what I
a
was gonna say.
minion eye,
She's wearing a minion
smile
shirt
behind it. She's wearing a minion shirt.
Like a 7-year-old.
She has gloves. She has one detached sleeve. She has a choker made of bullets. She does have
Don't
a
sleep
gun.
on that choker made of bullets because that's one of the weirdest fucking things I've ever seen in my life.
Yep. She has a giant $ belt buckle, and she has a holster to put her gun in. Attached to her belt, she has a little denim skirt. She has a satchel also attached to her belt, and she has some.
And I'm sorry,
boots.
did you say she has a gun?
Yes, she does have a 6-shooter
golden
six-shooter gun.
So that's how you know
Yeah.
that this game takes place in
And then-
America in the 2025s.
Mm-hmm. She has 2 little like danglies off of her hat that look like devil tails, and her deal is
Oh my
money.
God.
She makes it very clear. She enters the room and she says, "Hi, I am Yuki. My deal is money. I love money. I'm all about money. I'm here to get money and have money. I will battle you in the golem arena, but I'm only doing it for money. I don't care about the pride. I don't care about golem prizes beyond cash. And once I beat you, I will have all of your money." She does fight with Atsuma, a little bit. She catches eye of his arm and she says, "I am going to take your arm and sell it and make a lot of money."
This is pretty clearly where they got the running joke in the Avengers movies about Bucky's arm.
Mm-hmm. Yep, she's the Rocket Raccoon. I find her really inspirational. She is young, but making her way in the world. She's a 30 under 30 media luminary. She is a businesswoman. She is
She's a
a
girl
style
boss.
icon. She knows what she wants.
She has a
and
giant
she goes for
tattoo of
it.
a
She's
dollar
girl
sign
boss.
on her arm.
Yeah, I don't know who tattooed this child. I do think that's
Maybe she did it
irresponsible,
herself.
but maybe it's temporary. Yeah. Johnny, what movie are you watching over there?
I'm
Porn.
trying to get a still of Atsuma in berserk mode.
Makoto porn.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's Makoto. No, see, there's Atsuma in berserk mode.
Johnny's right. He's watching.
Yeah,
game
I was just
footage.
getting a little still. I was listening. You were describing her crazy tattoos.
So we beat this first guy,
She's great.
and then she jumps out, and we have to fight her. And we beat her, which really kind of begs the question. Like, this is this kid's first experience fighting with a golem, and he manages to beat this kid. What does she think she's doing? Where are her parents?
She does have a gun. I can't overemphasize how much of a gun that
She's
she
like
has.
a dirty hairy gun.
Mm-hmm. So, like Atsuma has, what does he fight with?
Punches,
Like, he
yeah.
just has his
Yeah,
fist.
he's a puncher.
His buddy has like a spear and a saxophone. If I saw, even 3 men lined up to fight this little girl and their weapons were fists, a spear, and a saxophone, I might put my money on
Yeah,
the guy with the
Makoto's
gun.
saxophone too looks like one of those like preschool saxophones you
Yeah.
give to like toddlers.
It does not
Looks
look
like
like
one
it
of
would
those.
play music.
They have like the color buttons.
It does not look like it would play music. It does just look. It just
Yeah.
happens to be saxophone shaped. I will say that in the Coliseum type thing here, it is only Atsuma and his golem fighting. The other boys are not involved. But the girl, Yuki, who we defeat, does demand a rematch. She basically, because she's a kid, just wants to keep playing until she wins. But something happens.
I almost died here. I felt really stupid. I didn't buy any healing items, I guess, before the match started.
I bought some healing items and never used them.
Is it because... Did you not know how to use the store, Johnny? Because let me explain
How do you use
it
the
to
store?
To use the store, you need to walk up to the store and then press the A button. Got it?
No.
I
Could you
just
explain
walk
that
up to
again?
the store and press the A button.
Vanessa's not pushing up her glasses, though. She needs to be pushing up her glasses, and she says,
Yeah.
Ahem.
Toyo doesn't wear glasses except for in those scenes. I don't understand. Anyway, an earthquake occurs and all the golems go nuts.
Bonkers. Whoa, look at Johnny and his glasses.
He's pushing them up with his 2 fingers.
Allow me to explain. You walk up to the store and press A, and then you'll have a variety of items that you can guide to by pressing up and down on the D-pad to choose what you would like to purchase or sell. You can sell from your inventory.
Oh. But how do I use the restore station?
Let me explain.
This is bad, and it's more entertaining than what's in the game.
It is bad. An earthquake happens and all the golems go nuts, and Atsuma and his pals decide to help out the security forces and fight off the golems and save some people from being killed by golems. And then we go back to the university. Before we do that, some snow starts to fall, and the snow makes everyone, except for No, because I believe Toya explains it as like it's sapping their life force. It's not just like, it's not like Wizard of Oz. This isn't.
I was going to say
Poppy
it's like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
I guess you said it's not like that. I guess
yeah,
I'm
because
wrong.
it doesn't just put them to sleep; it saps their life force.
Isn't
Whereas
that what
in
they
the Wizard
do?
of Oz, it just drugs them with opium.
It's heroin. It's heroin in Wizard of
It's
Oz.
opium.
Poppies.
Opium?
Isn't opium made from
Yep,
poppies?
Yep.
I know that heroin is as well, but opium is
Heroin
like the
is a
original
derivative.
form.
It's like synthesized opium, or like what do you call that? Where they make it more powerful. You know, like they take opium and then like make it denser.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You think the Wicked Witch of the West took the time to synthesize the naturally occurring poppy nectar into
Needles
heroin
for
before
everyone.
she sent it out as her sleeping spell.
All right. Well, this is a rare occurrence on the Square Roots podcast. Vanessa agreeing with me for the second time tonight. Amazing. Unbelievable.
Wow. Huh.
This game is
Weird.
changing the dynamics of the show.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Matt's going to be the first one to level up this week.
I do have things to talk about. I have a great story to tell you guys, and you're going to love it.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
I bet you can.
Well, let's get through this. So you decide to go back to Enchant University.
Or should we talk about Pizza Golem some more? Because
Nope.
once you get out here and start fighting all the crazed golems, who are you fighting?
Pizza Golem.
Pizza Golem and Clown.
Clown.
And a dog golem for some reason.
Yeah.
And some robots.
And robots.
Some like marionette-looking robots.
Yeah. The basic golems.
And you can grind and synthesize your
Oh,
very
yeah.
own
Can't-
Primrose.
Bang-Maid.
Primrose
The
is
Bang-Maid.
a maid, like from a maid cafe. She has pink hair, and I think she speaks Japanese.
I think that saying that she's a
primarily.
maid from a maid cafe
If not
really undercuts the
exclusively.
fact that she also looks 5 years old.
What is Bang-Maid, Matt?
Yeah.
Where'd that term originate?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was shocked when Vanessa started saying it because I didn't realize
me too.
that she.
I don't know that term.
I didn't realize that she was an It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fan, but that's where I know it from. That may not be where it originated from. And it's a term that Frank uses to
Is
describe
that the Danny DeVito?
Yeah, term that Danny DeVito uses mostly to describe the type of woman that he wants, which is somebody that he can sleep with and will clean his house and cook for him.
Oh.
I don't know if
I
that's
don't know
where
that
it
either.
originated. I have always heard it used as a derogatory term, not for women, but for like what men are looking for in a relationship. Not all men,
I mean,
certain
certainly,
men. And
I
there's
imagine I imagine it did not originate with It's Always Sunny and was intentionally chosen and used by the writers of that show to further illustrate what a massive piece of shit Frank Reynolds is.
Yeah. I've just heard it sort of as like a cautionary thing. Like you don't want some guy who wants a Bang-Maid.
Are guys who want Bang-Maids...
Unless that's the lifestyle you're into, and that's okay.
Are guys who want Bang-Maids open about it? Are they like... I guess, like, remember, that's how Borat's... when he made a personal profile on a dating site, it was basically that, and some women were really into the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't a Bang-Maid just like a trad wife, kind of?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess dressed like a sexy maid.
I mean, I think it's...
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine and good to be open about what you want in a relationship. Anecdotally, I would say that a lot of men who say they want traditional relationships mean that they want to either control all the money and not like do the traditional thing, which is you give your wife most of the money and keep your own pocket money for her to run the household with and things like that. Or they want someone who will cook and clean and do all the housework, but also have a full-time job because they don't want to be taken financially advantage of.
Makes sense to me.
Which is fine if that's what you're looking for.
So we head
That's
back
what
to school.
Enchanted Arms is about.
Bang-Maids.
It's about Bang-Maids.
Yeah.
I did
love
some
that
grinding
term.
here as well, and obtained the best goal. Well, the most powerful golem at this point in the game, which is the werewolf. I made a werewolf.
Yeah, that was like $2,200.
Yeah.
right?
2200
Too expensive.
SP.
I
Yeah,
never-
I was
I
like,
never
but
got
I was like, I bet I can. I looked at like how much money I was getting from each battle, or how many points, and I was like, I think I can do it in like 15 battles.
I think
So
that
I just ran in a circle.
I think it's probably doesn't really matter to the listener that hasn't played this game, but just there is a distinction there, which is that what you're buying is a core, because you'll also find cores, so you don't have to spend the money on these cores. You can just pick them up from battles. But yeah, I really wanted that werewolf, but was not willing to put in the work.
Yeah.
It's
I
a cool looking
should've.
werewolf too. It's like it looks like a werewolf, but it has like hair like that teacher, but it's like 10 feet long and constantly flowing up in the air.
Ooh.
Pretty neat looking werewolf.
I'll get it eventually.
Yeah. So we head back to, after helping out the guards.
I know you want to move on, and I do too. But let me just say that once you get these golems, you add them to your party. It seems like you can have 4 members in your party at a time, or at least not in your party, but in your active party. And you've only got your three guys. So you do then slot we all got the tiger golem, the little Digimon, and he does
really quick question. It's just a point of order. Are we saying golem or are we saying golem?
I think I've said both.
Golem is a person. Golem is a thing.
What?
It's the other way around.
Or wait, it's the
yeah,
other way
golem.
around.
You're right. It's
Yeah.
golem. I'm saying golem. Golem.
It's golem. Okay.
Anyway, you do add these to your active party to participate in battle, and they can level up. Your characters obviously level up skills and such, but you can also level up your parameters, which are just your fucking stats. And the golems can level up their parameters as well. So early on here, we've all got Digimon, Tiger Digimon. I guess Jim and Vanessa got themselves a werewolf Digimon.
Vanessa got the Bang-Maid, and I got the
That's
werewolf.
right. Vanessa got the bang.
It's a very FromSoft looking werewolf.
Yeah.
They do
I've
have
got a
great looking
question.
werewolves.
When you finish a battle, it shows your VP like deducted a few points, and like if you do worse or I think die, you get even less, lose more VP. What's a VP?
Really?
No fucking idea. This game that over-explains every single aspect fails to explain this in any way, shape, or form. Just like it explains every aspect, but doesn't mention that you can go in and upgrade your parameters, which are just your stats, with the SP you earn in battle. So you can fail to notice that if you're not poking around.
I think Jim's going to answer the question.
Yeah. VP, according to this GameFAQs thread, says that it is
veiny penis.
VP is a character's vitality point / their endurance stat. So if the endurance of if your character's VP ever reaches 0, they will start their battles with 1 HP and 1 EP.
Wow. Oh, it's sort of like the Persona 3 like tired stat. Remember, like you get tired going through the dungeons. Okay. And you get SP, and you get a bonus to your SP if you do overkills or combos in the battle. And the SP is it's basically like souls in Dark Souls. You use those as a currency to boost a stat.
A stat.
You have all the various stats that you can put them into. I wonder if agility lets you go around more of the grid, or if it's just like dodge.
That's a good question.
I mean, the grid's not that large to start with.
But like maybe could it like extend the length of a move or something?
Yeah, you can only go a couple of squares, and you can't go through a person. So if you have more spaces you can move, that would be better, because sometimes you can't move far enough to actually do an attack. Also, this game has an auto attack feature, which I always like in a game. Yay, auto attack.
It also lets you, I figured out early on, that if you've killed it, like if you're in that situation where you just need one more hit, like they're dead, you can choose your first attacker, and which you do get to choose whoever you want. You do. It's not
you choose the
party order or speed
order
or whatever. You choose the order that things happen, and they happen in that order. You can hit Y for party options or party commands, and basically just end the turn from there without assigning stuff to everybody else, which is nice. It's a good way to keep it quick. These battles last, like I said this in our last series, Grandia. These battles last 30 seconds. And that, to me, is the perfect for a JRPG, particularly one with random battles, which I don't love. This does have just random battles pop up. I don't want those things to last more than 30 seconds. Like, I don't mind it that much as long as I can blow through it. But when you get into something like Sea of Stars, where they can drag on for 5 minutes, I really fucking hate it. I mean, 5 minutes is
the animations are usually pretty short, which is good.
And you can fast forward them too. Yeah.
Oh, really?
One more thing. I wanted
if you hold Y, it'll fast forward.
I love that you didn't notice that, because it is definitely very prominently featured at the bottom of the screen in every single fight you get in. It is
in every attack animation. Yeah.
I also want a quick shout out before we move on here. The menus in this game are garbage. They suck. You will find yourself every couple of fights going fucking 6 menus deep in this thing just to quickly boost your fucking health stat or whatever. Like, it sucks. I hate it. Anyway, we go back to the school. Johnny,
yay! And the dog. So Atsuma has a dog. He's not supposed to have a dog. The dog's name, I believe, is Kalo or Kato. It's a cute little Shiba Inu. I was expecting a big, like, Tales of Vesperia, like, big dog with, like, a knife in its mouth, or a Koromaru from Persona 3. But it's just a little dog. He's just a little buddy. And the dog is running towards the sealed quarter, and you're chasing after him, and Toya's like, wow, Atsuma, I've never seen you so, like, single-mindedly running after something, and Atsuma's like, no, it's cool, man. I'm not being told what to do by my arm. It's fine. It's like, don't even worry about it. And you go inside the sealed ward of the school, which is always been off limits. You're not allowed in there. Makoto does not want to go in there, but you go in there anyways, because definitely not because Atsuma's arm is telling you what to do. It's a bit like,
we kind of skipped past. We kind of skipped past that right after lunch. You go see Akuma's dog, Akuma's dog, and also get a look at the door to the sealed ward. So it does kind of set this up.
Yeah, it's fine. I think we can skip that. No issues.
Well, it's too late. I just said it.
Well, fine. So we go to the sealed ward, and inside, this is, I guess, there's...
Well, real quick, let me ask you a question, Johnny. Do you see that door?
Which door?
Do you see that door to the sealed ward? Do you know how to get into that door? Let me explain.
I guess I don't. How do I do it again? Push your glasses up. No, Matt.
Push them up.
2 fingers.
Poke myself in the fucking face.
It's
like
really not
psychopath.
I can do this and not poke myself in the face.
It's very weird. Anyway, you can walk up to the door and press A to use the door. Did you get that?
No. Can you explain that again?
No. The best part to me so we've been joking about this for a while and we haven't explained it. This happens a million times. Toya will say, "Do you know how to do this?" And then launch himself into a tutorial where he always says, "Ahem," pushes his glasses up, and then explains to you that you need to walk up to the thing and hit A. It happens so many times that towards the end, I started to assume, I guess it's a joke, but
I think it is. I think it's a bit.
Yeah, I get it. I get that it seems like it's a bit. And then Atsuma always, you say, yes, I got it. You told me to press A. And then Atsuma always fucking repeats it. Mm-hmm. And I
Even
get
after
that,
you say you know how to do it.
Yeah, I get that it is. I by the end of this chunker, I was I guess this is a bit. But what aggravated me so much is that it's it's a joke on you, the player, right? Who's laughing at this? Not you. The people that made it are having a good laugh, I guess.
Have you played Metal Gear Solid 2?
Joke's on me? Have I played what?
Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yes.
So at first, when you're doing the tanker, the opening, it doesn't give you any tutorials. But when you start as Jack, who's never been in battle before, it'll suddenly tutorialize everything, including ladders, and it does the exact same thing. And that is a joke. The joke is that it did this all in the last Metal Gear game, so it gives you the new tutorials halfway through Metal Gear 2 because you're playing as a different character than at the start. Jack's he turns into a cyber ninja in Metal Gear Solid 4.
Did you say Metal Gear Solid 2?
Yeah.
You mean Raiden?
Raiden, sorry, you're right. Jack's his code name. Or is Raiden his code name? Remember, it's Jack and Rose? But Raiden.
Yeah.
Raiden. Also, Matt, I see what you mean. I put a screenshot of the battle system into the notes, and yeah, I missed that.
All right, one more quick question here. Does anybody else think that Vanessa fell asleep?
Yeah, that's fine. She's a sleepy lady.
Has not made a sound in 30
Not
minutes.
asleep.
Turned her camera off.
I
Oh.
muted my mic.
I don't mind the camera, but I thought you may have died. I was about to call the police.
No, I didn't get very much sleep last night, so I'll stick around as long as I can here.
It's fine. We can talk more about Pizza Golem if you want.
Nobody minds that.
Okay. All right. We go to the sealed ward. Atsuma starts hearing voices, which is that's good.
Yeah,
Toya's worried that Atsuma's going to hear voices and says that out loud, and Atsuma starts hearing voices and is like, "This is fine."
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm good. The voice tells you to start going down, and there's some puzzles where you got to swing across things to get a core to activate switches, an energy source that you got to bring back. And you can't touch it with your regular arm. That's just a story thing. It doesn't change anything mechanically.
I like that he starts holding his left arm with his right arm, as if now I won't use my right arm because I'm holding my left arm with it. Mm-hmm. There's something I wanted to mention. Okay.
Just real fast. This was one of the first games that introduced me to like the lower budget JRPG things of a lot of cutscenes aren't like mapped out. You don't see characters walking around and talking like in Final Fantasy X. Instead, it puts up 2 3D portraits like real close to the screen, and you see those animate and talk. Like a lot, that is the like low budget JRPG thing of either it's a drawn character portrait or it's like this where they're animated, but there's just like a bust of them doing one of 6 animations, and instead of drawing or animating a whole cutscene.
There is a little turn you can take somewhere in here in the sealed ward to a dead end where a knight golem is waiting for you, and if you defeat it, you get his core. And then you can synthesize his core, and I used the knight, and I liked him. He was a good knight.
This game, the knight.
I made him.
This game has 2. So I wanted to say earlier, in battle, after each battle, your health and your EP resets, which is nice, very handy. It does that thing. It's funny though because you run across these like they almost look like save points, but they are.
No, your health definitely doesn't reset.
Yes, it does. It says that it heals you, but what it actually does is
it's your action points.
Your victory points, your VP.
Is that what happens?
They restore your VP. What are you trying to say? Are you leaving? Just say goodbye. It's fine. Okay.
Bye, Vanessa. How'd you level up? Just tell us 3 sentences.
No, it's just a boring thing about a documentary. Sorry, guys, I just can't. I can't always do these 2-hour-plus ones. It's too hard. Bye-bye.
I probably couldn't either if I was recording from bed, to be honest.
I thought she was at her desk.
No, not this week. Anyway, got the knight. Oh, they restore your VP. Here's the thing that I don't like. Jim looks like he also is about to leave. Hey, Jim. How you doing over there, bud? How were those bong rips? Were they good?
I'm tired.
Yeah. There are these little save points that restore your victory points, and that's it because your health restores every battle. But the one thing that I don't like is that we also start running into shops here. I guess we ran into them at the festival as well. And I don't like this. So the shops are just icons on the map that you walk up to and press A to access. And I guess there's not going to be any real shops in this game. You know, I like a shop in a JRPG. I like going into the little shop and talking to the shopkeeper. And I hate these. And a lot of, as Johnny said, budget JRPGs do this where it's just like, no, it's just a menu that you can only access sometimes.
Yeah, why aren't real people manning the checkouts anymore?
Yeah, why we gotta do these self-checkout things?
Disagree. Yeah. I fucking love a self-checkout. Don't have to talk to somebody, can do it quickly and just walk out of the fucking store.
One's if you have some discount meat and then you gotta get someone to go and like check it for you anyways.
Then you should go through the regular line. And wait.
I like me some discount meats.
I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah, cook tonight and save big.
Yeah.
So
I do that shit all the time.
Yeah, me too. I wasn't not joking.
Vanessa's gonna miss my graduation story. That's a bummer. It's a good one,
well, you'll have to tell her it after. Record yourself a video, or record yourself telling her, and then we'll send it to her later.
All right, Johnny, get us through this fucking dungeon, please. This is the end of the chunker.
So there's a grapple mechanic. I assume it's going to come back later, where you do some Zelda-style grappling over things.
It takes so long. It's such a he does an extra little spin around the fucking grapple hook.
There is a button mechanic where you push a button and you have to go get like an energy cube for it. And that's about it. You go down a couple of levels, pick up some treasure chests, and then you get to the bottom. and there's some kind of golem guarding things. It animates from a bunch of strewn pieces of metal and forms a big minotaur or minotaur.
He looks cool. He kind of looks like a From boss to me.
Yeah, this is 100% a early From style boss. Really well animated.
It definitely roars at you
design.
at the start of the fight, which I know is not a From Software thing, like exclusively, but that is something I associate with From Software games.
Yeah, like some kind of weird thing assembling or turning into a monster and then stumbling towards you, and then like
screaming.
The choir starts going, oh.
Johnny, you wrote that this Minotaur golem is hot.
Yeah, he's fire. He's fire based.
So not like you want to smooch him hot.
Oh yeah, I also want to smooch those big metal lips.
I mean, you wrote it. I'm just trying to figure out what you meant.
So
we get to the bottom of the dungeon. We fight this Minotaur and defeat him. And you think, I've finished this dungeon. Hooray. And then Shiva shows up.
Yep. Remember Shiva from Final Fantasy VIII?
Scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a real long cutscene. You walk into a room.
Like half hour.
It's like frozen and snowy. And there's a woman frozen to a throne or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then Atsuma's arm goes nuts.
Mm-hmm. Remember in Final Fantasy VII when Cloud gives the holy materia or the black materia to Sephiroth? It's a lot like that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
He's holding his right arm with his left arm and trying to like keep it from, I don't know, firing. He's got a gun in that thing now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's like light coming out of it.
Yep, and it's dragging him forward. He shambles towards the lady and then touches the lady. And Shiva, she defrosts a little bit and is like, 10,000 years gives you such a crick in the neck.
Is that what happens, Jim? Does he stumble forward and touch it?
No, well, he's like being drugged closer and closer to her, and then Toya runs up and tries to grab his arm and pull it back, but it doesn't work. He touches her, and then all the ice that's on her like explodes, and then she flies up like a ghost.
I thought he fired like a beam out of his arm.
No, he
because at the last minute he pushes his arm up. I thought so.
Are you thinking about when you like confront her later? That's in like
this is one
15 minutes of this cutscene. Well, the latter 15 minutes of this cutscene.
So she walks around and then sexually harasses these teenagers. She's like, "Oh, look at this one, and this one's more powerful than I thought." And Toya, she's about to attack Atsuma. Oh, well, I forgot to also mention Yuki. The Vanessa girl that you fight does say, "Hey, your arm's a golem. I can smell it." So that's interesting.
Oh yeah,
that his arm's a golem. Anyway, but Toya starts fighting her, and Toya's suddenly like really good at fighting. He's like doing all sorts of crazy acrobatic moves, and they seem pretty evenly matched considering she's like a god.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Why do you think she's a god?
Well, she says that.
Kind of says as much. She's
says that
she says she is a devil golem, which are self-healing, ultra-powerful golems.
And you can think of me as a god, I think she says.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this is where Toya's like, "You idiot, you only have one brain cell. What are you doing, you moron?" Toya gets really mean towards Atsuma.
Yeah,
anyway.
There's clearly more going on here than we understand. Toya seems kind of in on, like maybe he's his watcher or something, you know?
Maybe that could make sense. But then Toya,
well, John, you mentioned he's from like an ancient lineage, right? Yeah,
he's a Cetra, basically.
Yeah,
he's got the holy materia in his rat tail.
He's got the holy materia in his hands. He's got the holy materia. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that was Grim Fandango. We're not playing Grim Fandango.
So she murders Makoto and Toya.
Well, she knocks down Toya.
Yeah, she injures Toya, but then she's like, I'm going to make you my puppet.
You're gonna
and then
my
Akuma
puppet.
gets really mad. Akuma gets really mad, and his dark Hado comes
after
out.
she drops like a big iceberg on Makoto, that makes him so mad that suddenly he starts glowing, and his arm gets like an eyeball on his shoulder.
Yeah, it kind of looks like
the Ice
Nightmare
Queen,
from Soul Calibur.
That's what I was thinking too.
You remember what's the name of the lady in Soul Calibur?
Nightmare Soul Calibur that we have at home.
I was going to talk about Soul Calibur too, but I was going to talk about, the lady with the chain sword that turns, what's her name?
Yeah, Ivy,
yeah. She has Ivy-sized, what's the polite way of saying it?
Knockers.
Knockers. Yeah, she has mommy milkers. She has Ivy-sized mommy milkers because she's wearing she kind of has big lapels too, even though she's been frozen for 1,000 years. And she's got a slit that sort of opens up like diamond shaped, and then slowly it goes down right to the vagina bones, basically.
The vagina bones.
Vagina bones, not a phrase I thought I'd ever hear someone say out loud. Because it's not a
That's
thing.
an old meme. Remember that meme from 2010?
I bet Makoto thinks that women have vagina bones.
Anyway, Akuma gets his Dark Hado sparks off and his arm turns into a demon, and then they fight. And he has her on the ropes. He seems to be able to. It's so hot, like heat-wise, fire-wise, that he seems to be able to slow down her healing. But she talks a little bit of shit about him, like, oh, like you just awoken and you're untrained. And she waits him out, and eventually he collapses. His power has run out, and she grabs up Toya and
her boy
flies
Toya.
away. Her boy, yeah.
I thought that Atsuba kind of looked like Dante here too.
Yeah, he does.
Like when his arms all red, and he's very.
He looks a
Devil May
lot
Cry
like Dante. With his white hair. And she flies away, and you think, well, that must be the end. But no, instead we get a whole cutscene outside of the sealed ward where where a bunch of tanks roll up and golems, like mecha golems, roll up as she floats above the city, and snow starts coming down harder. And they start firing their beams at her, which she freezes in midair, which is cool.
That is cool.
And she starts basically tearing this fucking city to shreds. Oh, yeah. She transforms into a fucking rad, Power Ranger monster. It's awesome.
Yeah. It's got, wings made of ice and metal, and it looks like she's...
big horns.
Yeah. And then she just, destroys everyone and everything in Yokohama.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Even little kid. It showed a little kid get frozen and then exploded.
Yep.
No, he gets frozen and knocked over. I don't think you see him get exploded.
No, there's another
not
part where
exploded,
a guy
but they do come apart. Yeah.
Yeah, they shatter a bunch of civilians.
They shatter.
At the end.
Yeah, that's a word I was looking for. Shatter.
And then cut to a very weird cutscene where you're seeing through the eyes of Atsuma. I know this because the subtitles say Atsuma breathing heavily.
Atsuma's wild breathing when berserk.
It says that 30 times. It's so fucking weird.
And Atsuma has turned into this crazy monster with a giant stone hand and metal spikes coming out of him, and he's about to crush this lady. This lady's on the rocks. We'll describe her next time on Square Roots because she comes back. Spoiler.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he doesn't crush the lady, and that's when he wakes up. It's like a nightmare he was having, but was it real? Because he is in prison.
Oh, shit.
And I guess we'll find out.
Atsuma is a, quote, spoiler for a movie. What?
Oh, yeah. Just Atsuma, shuffling around like a monster reminds me of the third act of a movie that Jim and I really liked last year that we won't go into.
There's the substance.
I know what you're talking about.
What was that, Nat?
Nothing. We wake up in prison. Holy shit. This is a real Chrono Trigger. My headphones just died. I'm going to have to...
Or a Xenogears. Uh-oh, Matt's headphones just died. Jim, what are you... next time... Oh, yeah. Next time, an Enchanted Arms.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
what is
let me
next
pull up,
time on Square Roots?
1 second. Enchanted Arms walkthrough. I'm very professional and good at this. Oh, yeah. Actually, I guess it's a spoiler, but that's okay. Defeat Ko.
Oh, okay. Professor Ko?
Yeah. Defeat Professor
Doesn't mean
Ko.
he's a bad guy. You are a fucking prisoner.
Yeah. If it's too long, I'll revise it, but that seems about the same length as the last one. We shall find out.
This is actually a pretty... I'm not saying you should change it, but this was a pretty short chunker. There was just a shitload to talk about.
Well, it took me a few hours. I think like 3.5, 4 hours. Wasn't that bad. It was the opening.
Well, all right.
All right. Matt, why are you roundly for or squarely against?
I'm squarely against that tutorial thing. I hated it. Like, it wasn't funny or fun. It was just something that really drug down the game.
Those battle tutorials are so long.
The battle tutorials, which is a separate thing, but also are fucking terrible. To the point that I did about half of them, and I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out for my fucking self.
Yeah.
But that's it. It's the Toya tutorials. Like, I get, by the end, it told you how to use a ladder, and it was clearly like winking. But like I said earlier, like it wasn't funny. I didn't laugh. Like, who's the joke for? For the people that made the game to laugh at their players? Like, I don't get it. Meatball down my leg make me think my testicles fell out. Like, it wasn't good.
Made me think my sack ripped open.
What do you think, Jim? What are you squarely against?
I will say I'm roundly for the combat. If I had to, I think we did an okay job describing it, but if I had to compare it to like a more contemporary game with a similar combat system, it's very much like the South Park: The Fractured But Whole, except you can only go like halfway across the grid. But I think it's cool. I like the stat building, like what's in Grandia 2, even though the menus are really esoteric and it's hard to find stuff. So yeah, I'm pleased that the combat hasn't been a slog, even because like if you can have a decent combat system, but then when you put a kind of a decent or average combat system in a random encounters game, it becomes a nightmare eventually.
I agree.
And this one's just has a good enough loop to where it doesn't like make me want to snap my Steam Deck over my knee.
I'm excited to see how it grows. I hope that it grows and becomes more interesting. I think it's a little bare bones now, but it's super early in the game.
Yeah. John, how about you?
I'm roundly for the really cool Dark Souls style monster transformations and designs and animation. Like it's weird. The game seems super low budget, but there's a couple of moments like the fight between the Ice Queen and Toya. That's really cool. The Minotaur standing up is really cool. And, the Ice Queen transforming into like super mecha Ice Queen was really cool. And I just appreciate that. Also, I'm roundly for the gay content, even if it's not amazing representation. For 2005, for 2006, pretty good.
Yeah. It's something.
Yep.
They could have made him not sound like a stereotype.
I want to see what the
lisp
Japanese
is a
voice
lot.
acting's like. Squarely against the voice acting. Woof. Him and Atsuma's really bad delivery.
Yeah. Yes. In fact, I meant to say much earlier on that I thought all of the voice acting was fucking atrocious. It wasn't just Makoto.
I like that in
Atsuma
most
sounds like
scenes
shit.
you can
Toya's boring.
advance. I like that you can advance the dialogue without waiting for the voice line to finish.
Yeah, I agree.
That's helpful.
All right, well, that's it for the whatever we called it, the quest. That's it for the quest log and our squarely against. Let's get into our level ups and get out of here because I also am fucking exhausted.
All right,
I'll go first. I'll keep mine really short. I went and saw the new Final Destination movie and thought it was really good. It was funny. Tony Todd had a really sweet send off in it. It's his final film appearance, and man, the ending to it was fucking hilarious. It was funny. So good movie, and seems to be doing really well at the box office, which is fun.
I believe you described it as the goriest movie you've ever seen in your life.
It is super duper gory, like really, really gory.
More so than Until Dawn?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. It was pretty gross. And like a lot of it was like, they're like, you know, like shocking, like jump scare deaths, you know, meant to like really surprise you. And some of them are not only surprising, but they're fucking gross. Real gross. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I was kind of worried that it was going to take itself really seriously at the beginning, and then it introduces like its broader cast of characters, and it becomes really funny and silly and entertaining. I liked it a lot. And I think that's that's the only. I've been playing a lot of Oblivion lately, the Oblivion remakes, and that's been super fun.
Remaster.
Yeah, that's it. Remaster. And that's it for me. Matt, how did you level up?
Well, I'll tell you what. I think I have a great story about graduation, but I think I'll save it for next week because I am tired.
Okay.
I did see a new-ish movie. I saw Novocaine, and I thought it was a lot of fun. That is the one that stars
Jack Quaid.
That was when Jim
Jack.
said was also really gross, right?
It is super gross. It stars Jack Quaid as a man who has a genetic disorder that makes it so that he cannot feel pain. And after a single night of passionate lovemaking with a woman, then is put into a position where he has to go on a rampage, essentially, to rescue her. I gave my son a few options of movies to watch, and that one had recently come out, so we watched the trailer, as well as a couple of other trailers, and I let him pick. He picked Novocaine, and then he spent the entire movie screaming, "Why are we watching this?" Because it was so fucking gross. And it is gross. He gets hurt bad.
A lot.
He can't feel it, but it's gross. There is a lot of really graphic violence. But it was funny and charming and sweet, and it had a couple of missteps. If you've seen it, the tattoo stuff was dumb and bad. But
it also stars Amber Midthunder, who played she was the protagonist of that really good Native American Predator movie.
Oh,
she's the female lead, and she's super good. I love seeing her in more and more stuff.
She's great in this. The whole cast was good. It was a good fun time. I don't want to say much. Not that there's much to spoil, but it's a good movie. There's some twists that are pretty well telegraphed, but I had a good time. I'm glad I watched it. It was fun, and I would recommend it. I also did watch Tom Segura's new sketch, I guess, show on Netflix. It is called Bad Thoughts, and it is gross. I will admit it is. It's definitely gross out humor. It had me laughing my fucking head off. Like it is really fucking funny. He's one of those like on the edge comedians where I kind of think that he's probably a douchebag. And there is like a Joe Rogan cameo in one episode. And early on, he makes a comment. I don't remember if it was like a bumper bit or something in one of the sketches where he talks about like, hope I don't get canceled over this. But then all the jokes are just like gross poop humor and sex humor and stuff like that. Nothing that anybody would cancel anybody over. So it's like I say, like he's like right on that edge of like, I don't know. He's a little weird, but I do like his stand up a lot. And I think he's very funny. And the sketch show, if you have not seen it, and that sounds appealing to you, you know, if you like gross out stuff, it's fucking funny. It's hard not to watch a Netflix sketch show and not compare it the whole time to I Think You Should Leave. And it very much is not I Think You Should Leave. But it's pretty funny. Jim, I don't know how you feel about Tom Segura, but I think
Is
it's
that
worth
the guy
watching the first
from
episode.
Maybe
Foo
maybe
Fighters?
this is a misconception.
Rage Against
No.
the Machine?
This is you're thinking no, you're thinking of somebody. You're thinking of the guitarist from
Tom
Rage Against the
Morello?
Machine. Tom Morello.
Yeah.
This guy, Matt, maybe this is a misconception on my part, but he's kind of overlaps for me as a personality that I'm aware of into the Manosphere a little bit.
He does a little
like
bit.
he's
Just said-
Manosphere adjacent. Yeah,
He is Manosphere
Yeah.
adjacent. Like you can tell that he's got like a lot of friends that are like people that have been canceled or are doing, you know what I mean? But like,
It's like he's in that like Will Sasso, Burt Kreischer crowd.
well, I almost think of Burt Kreischer as like a little Tom Segura. Like they're buddies, and Burt Kreischer is like a less funny version of him.
Yeah.
They're like storyteller style comedy. But I gotta say, like, I think it's worth checking out because it is, I think, very funny. And while I don't think I did finish the full 6 episodes, I got through most of the season and didn't find anything particularly objectionable and did find it really fucking funny. Like, just rolling on the floor laughing, funny. Gross and stupid, but very funny. So definitely Bad Thoughts, Tom Segura, just fucking hilarious. And I really like his stand-up. Like, he's very fucking funny. Anyway, that is how I leveled up. What about you, Johnny?
Well, I watched some Game Changer. This season's been not as good as last season. I really liked last season. This season, it's definitely, they're veering off into the rehearsal territory in a couple of weird ways. Like, they aren't manipulating people, but they're really wanting whoever's on this show to go to some links about like emotional honesty and talking about weird subjects and stuff. Like, this last episode was very uncomfortable in some points, where it was 3 stand-up comedians and they had to do crowd work with a crowd of pre-selected people who had like something weird about each one of them. And some of the, halfway through the episode, they take off their shirts to reveal that some of them have these red shirts that say like, ask me about my relationship or ask me about what happened to me when I was 15. And it's like dark stuff, and they get points if they make it funny and lose points if they bomb. And it's just weird and depressing. Like, one girl got attacked by a real serial killer, and like, that's a real thing that happened to her. And another one, her mom had tried to poison her dad. And it's like, okay, this is
Oh my gosh.
odd. Yeah, it was really dark, but it's not bad.
Sounds
it's just
unpleasant.
Yeah, it is going into rehearsal territory a little bit. And the last season was much more like Taskmaster, just really weird, like silly tasks. So it's going places. Also, I went to a poetry reading, and one of the poets was sick, so she was over Zoom, and their computer wasn't working, so it was over a phone. So we had, and like this bookstore is under the SkyTrain, so we could not hear her if there was a train over.
Oh man!
But it was, you know,
How
what?
can
They're
the
both
sky
really
have
good
a
at-
train?
Matt, it's like an elevated train, like an L train.
Oh, like a monorail.
Yeah, except it's got 2 rails. So dual rail. Like a train in the sky. Anyway, so it was right under the sky train.
As high.
But it was a really good time. Like, really interesting. Both of the poets were neurodivergent, and it was really interesting hearing people who had similar experiences to me in life and are writing poetry about it. So yeah, recommend. It was, I believe, Jane Sim and Jess, what's his name? I got their books here. Jane Shee and Jess Battis. I got their 2 poetry books that they're promoting.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's
now.
what I did.
You're fancy.
I went to a poetry reading like a real boy, a smart boy. I thought I might hate it, and I didn't. I really enjoyed it. So I guess I'm one of those guys. And yeah, and that's
It's
it.
mainstream. It's for jocks.
Yeah, it was a jock nerd thing.
All right. Well, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
I was about to lead
just
you
gonna
out, but
move on.
no, go ahead.
That's what
okay.
I was going to do.
All right. Well, All right. Well, Vanessa's not here, so we'll have to catch up on her level up next week. But before we sign out, I will remind our listeners that if you're not signed up for our Patreon, you absolutely should be. We have some great content on there this month. We're going to do a watch along of GoldenEye. And last month we had a very, very lively discussion about the new Until Dawn film. And there's so much more, at this point, hundreds of episodes in there.
Over 100 now.
Over 100 now. So check that out, patreon.com/Square Roots Podcast. You get access to all the bonus content that we release there at the low price of $3 per month. If you subscribe at $5, you get access to all the content. Plus, you can vote on games that we play, the games that we play for the show. But no matter what tier you subscribe at, we do like to personally thank some of our listeners, some of our patrons every week. I'm going to start us off this week by thanking Ward Childress, David Green, Hexagon, Rubber Bear, Chris Parsons, Ross Hartley, Anthony Lerma, John Scala, Eric Garb, and Respectable Name.
I'd like to thank Chris Sasaki. My battery is low. John B. Quaker Oat Man is a research facility in which both Valmar and Granis ascended to godhood. Justin Ham, Arthur A., Andy Smith, Seth G., Star Healer, and Chad Wilson.
I'd like to thank Militant Decency, Andy, Wash in the Wind, Rachel, Eric Corpovara, Ryan Schmidt, Nofford, Loafing Around, and Sexy Grandma's Retirement Home. I'd like to thank Isaac Wright, Work Muffin, Ron, Tyler, Jesse's Mom's Pizza, Gage La Charité, Eric Pitcamini, for Square Roots, I'm Stim Stanks, I'm Sol Wagner, and Sergeant Spaghetti.
All right, listeners, if you'd like to send us an email to have read on the air, we're at squarerootspodcast@gmail.com. Come see us at our Facebook group, the Square Roots Podcast Group for smart, cool, very attractive people, or on Blue Sky at squarerootspod.bsky.social.
Please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Ghana, Downcast, Podcast Addict, or whatever you use to listen to podcasts. Thanks to Stephen Morris for our theme. You can find Stephen on YouTube. Links are in the show notes.
Well,
all right, for Square Roots, I'm Jim Banks.
I'm Matthew Van Zant.
I'm Johnny Two Tones. Johnny Trouble Hands.
Johnny Pizza
Bye.
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 Johnny Pizza Hands.